Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Q Lads channel. We're here for the second test match between New Zealand and Bangladesh. Now, the last test match, it did not go the way that New Zealand were after. Bangladesh playing absolutely phenomenally in that matchup and getting themselves a 1-0 lead in this two-match series. But now we get to see that once again, New Zealand are going to be batting first. Tom Latham, he lost the toss, unfortunately for himself, so it does mean that he is going to be sent in with his team to be batting first. Now, last time New Zealand batted first, they brought up around that 350 mark, but Bangladesh were able to chase it down, so we will have to wait and see how it goes at Hagley Oval. Just a couple changes overall for both sides when it comes to the lineups. Tom Latham and Will Young will once again be opening for the Black Caps, and Tom Latham, he is the captain. Devon Conway at 3, Ross Taylor at 4 for what could be his final test match for New Zealand. Henry Nichols at 5. They've brought in Daryl Mitchell. That is instead of Rachin Ravindra. He has decided, the coach that is, that maybe Daryl Mitchell will be the better option there. So they don't actually have any spinners here for New Zealand. So that could prove costly in the later days, depending on what happens to the surface. Although we are actually expecting rain for the later days. So perhaps that is why they have decided Daryl Mitchell is the man to go with. Tom Blundell, he will be behind the stumps once again for the keeping role. Kyle Jamieson, Tim Southey, Neil Wagner, Trent Bolt. That is the lineup that the Black Caps have gone with. We have got High Kiwi lads from Coding, and also we have got the Go New Zealand, says Ray Nickel there as well, and also just beat Bangladesh and win like champions and give Ross Taylor a good farewell, says Coding. Yeah, I feel like if they don't win this match, he's going to have to play in the next series up against South Africa just to try and send him off on a high, even though that won't be a very easy series in that regard either. But then the Bangladesh lineup that they have gone with, once again, Shadman Islam, he is going to be opening Muhammad Naeem. He is going to be opening alongside him. That is because of the injury of Joy. Unfortunately, he is going to be missing out. Then they have got Shanto. He was phenomenal with the bat in hand. He seems to really be able to up the pace of that Bangladesh strike rate. Very useful player to have at the crease. Mominul Haq, he is going to be there as the captain. He had a captain's performance last week, doing absolutely phenomenally for his side as well. Then it will be Narul Hassan, who is going to be batting at number 5. Liton Das up to number 6, and he is going to be wicket keeping for this game as well. Yes, Ali there, bro. No Musfika or Joy as well, says TZ. I do see that Joy is missing, and that will be the other man, Musfika, who is going to be unfortunately out of the side once again. Although they have got one man who I am looking at here, Mahidi Hassan. And then also in that bowling attack, Tuscan Ahmed, Ebadot Hussain. That man really made a name for himself the way that he played in the last match, being able to pick up plenty of wickets in that second session. And he was able to really turn the game around for Bangladesh. And then Shoreful Islam, he is going to be the final man who will be in that lineup for Bangladesh. So they've still got a very strong side for this one, Bangladesh. At the moment, the live odds have them sitting 6% chance of winning this game. 12% for the draw, and that is with 2 days of rain still just around the corner. So they feel that the Black Caps, 82% chance of winning this one. They feel that they should be able to do it. And also we have got their Hamish White. Tom Latham can't win a single toss, although it's a little bit more unfortunate on New Zealand soil because he does not get to call it as well. It is just down to the fact that Bangladesh, they were able to win this one. They were able to say heads or tails. They got it right. As ONALDA, as well, says Katie Dixon. Welcome into the live stream. Hope you are doing well. Sydney Day 5 looks all right. Weather at the moment looks like an hour-long shower on the radar, which is around 2 hours away. So I reckon Australia probably has 75 to 80 overs to take 10 wickets as well, says Kai Broom. And I was actually looking at that weather, and it's weird, isn't it? Because it seems like any time that it should be raining in terms of on my app's just completely wrong. I'll have to get a new app for the weather because they keep on getting it. Pretty much, if it says it's going to rain, it's a perfect day. We didn't get any rain yesterday. If it says that it's not going to rain, it's got 30% at the moment for the chance of it raining, so it's probably going to rain at some stage. Can Eberdot get another 6 wickets? And by the way, I didn't know it was you with the shaved beard as well, says TZ there. Yeah, we did end up in the situation of we had 100 likes on our live stream yesterday, so I decided I would do something relatively nice. I'll clean myself up a little bit there. The app just doesn't as well, and there says Kai Broom. Yeah, it's not a good one at the moment, that is for sure. I just seem to always have it wrong. But what I am going to be doing is I have also got my Australia versus England coverage that will be on this screen so that I can co-watch both of the games as they are taking place because we have got plenty of action. Day 5 of the Ashes should be a very exciting one as well. Also, yes, I saw last stream. Last stream went big 3 as earlier says DC as well, and also 25k views. Exactly right. It's been going very well in New Zealand as well, says Katie Dixon there with the the little cricket bat. And of course, New Zealand batting first. They will need to make sure that Yeah, at this stage we're gonna have to bat well here for New Zealand, and the app doesn't just doesn't update. I think from like 5 days out. I mean, rain doesn't change as well. Says Guy Brim there, and Hamish, is it true that you are telling 2 days are full of rain? Then it will be difficult for the Black Caps to win in this test. So it will be unfortunate. It will draw this test as well. Says Coding. So at the moment they have said that day 4 and 5 for this test match are more than likely going to rain. Focus mostly on Bangladesh, please. As well, says DZ there. I have to wait and see. I'm waiting to see what the weather looks like for England versus Australia. If it's looking like it is going to be a very nice day, I think we will end up getting about a full day worth of play in that one as well. But at the moment, they are just showing the New Zealand lineup that they have decided to go with. They've got a good batting lineup here. It's just whether or not they are going to be able to put some runs together. Tom Latham, he's been a bit under what a lot of people thought that he was going to be able to get for this series. Will Young, he is going to be up the top of the order as well. Devon Conway, Ross Taylor, Henry Nichols slotting along there at number 5. Daryl Mitchell at 6. Tom Blundell as the number 7. Although if he needs to bat already, there's probably something that's gone wrong as well. And if they draw this game or Bangladesh win the series, they will indeed win the series, which is why New Zealand, they have to make sure that they don't end up not really taking the foot off the gas. They need to keep on accelerating the innings. They can't sit out there for 3 or 4 overs, just block and block and block, or else that goes right into Bangladesh's hands, who have at the moment a 12% chance of drawing this test match and also looking smooth. So, Steve Greg, thank you very much, mate. We did end up having a bit of a shave. This is the David Warner look. Because we did hit a light goal on the other live stream, and William has said, hey, as well, welcome in to the live stream, mate. At the moment, Bangladesh, they won the toss. They're making their way out onto the field now, and we are about to get underway for the second test match, the second and the last test match between Bangladesh and New Zealand. It's a little bit sad because they've been going really decent, and it looks like you have a gold, mate, as well, says DZ. I don't have a gold, it's just my voice has ended up just disappearing over the last few days. Unfortunately, it just seems to be that it keeps on going further and further down the track of losing my voice. Hopefully, it's not too bad in the later stages of this one. I feel like once it warms up a little bit, we should be all right, but it is going to be, once again, Tom Latham and also Will Young. Now, Will Young having a very good start to his test career on New Zealand soil, the way that he was able to put together 2 good innings in the last one. Latham, not so much. Unfortunately, he did get dismissed very early both times for Tom Latham, so there'll be a lot of pressure on this man, and also you could. And there, as says William Bryan, I am indeed, mate. And yeah, I do appreciate every single one of you for being here. If you are new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe because we have got plenty more content coming with this match and also with the Ashes a little bit later on tonight. Should be a very exciting one to watch as well. Nonetheless, Will Young at the moment sitting 7 matches, 374 runs he's been able to get for himself. At the moment, it is going to be Sharaful, or sorry, actually, it's going to be Tuscan Ahmed who's warming up for this one. He's been looking pretty good, and he was very unlucky in the first innings to be able to not get as many wickets as he possibly deserved the way that he was playing for that one. But someone who did get a lot of wickets in that last innings, of course, was the Bangladesh number 10, Ibadat Hussain. He was bowling extremely well. He found that line in the length. It's looking like a very green surface here at Hagley Oval, which does mean that perhaps in the later days, if we don't get the rain, we might get to see some very nice shots being played and also some very good spin. Unfortunately, though, New Zealand, they do not have a spinner for this one. They've gone with instead Daryl Mitchell as their all-round option. So we have to wait and see how he is able to go with the ball in hand as well. But first ball of this match between New Zealand and Bangladesh, it's almost going to be underway, ladies and gentlemen, at Hagley Oval in Christchurch. And how invested into the Black Caps are the general New Zealand sporting population. I feel like about 5% less invested than they were before the last match between Bangladesh and New Zealand, but they're still right up there. I feel like it's always All Blacks and Black Caps, depending on the season of the year. They're both right up there. I hope that a lot of people are getting behind the Black Caps here, as they are going to need a little bit of assistance here from the crowd at Hagley Oval. And quite early right now, a lot of people in the stream, or not a lot of people in the stream as well, says that TZ there. Yeah, we will currently be sitting at a very random hour in Bangladesh, I believe, if I'm not wrong. Now, the match ball, oh, interesting. It seems like they're switching out the match ball, maybe. They said, do you want this one or do you want this one? Is the question that the fast bowlers for Bangladesh are getting asked. Yeah, I thought that normally they pick the ball before we start the match up. Don't know what's happened there. Right, they've got this one. I think it's still the same one as last one. And now they are going to be ready to go, and it is going to be Tuscan Ahmed will be bowling the very first over of this match for Bangladesh up against the Black Caps. And also we're there, New Zealand, with the little cricket bat as well from Katie Dixon. What time is it there, Katie? Is it currently 3 p.m.? 3 p.m. maybe? I always get it wrong. And I feel bad every time I get it wrong. Is it 3 p.m. at the moment, Katie? Somewhere around there. And also we've got their Mahi has said Bangladesh should have used 4 paces instead of Hassan as well. And it there says Mahi. And of course, with the 2 players out, unfortunately, they are missing for this one. Joy, who was opening and doing very nicely for himself in the last matchup. And then the other one that they are missing for this matchup, I believe it is. I'm just going to have to quickly. Musfika, I believe, is the other player that they are missing as well. But we are ready to go now, ladies and gentlemen. It will be Tuscan Army bowling the first ball at the Hagley Oval Test match in Christchurch, the second one of the series. Bangladesh already 1-0 up. Can they make it 2-0 after this matchup as well? Tuscan Army, the crowd getting behind them at the moment. Leaves it alone outside of the off stump for Latham. We have got there, just finished watching Munster versus Ulster, and this popped up. A nice change of pace as well, says Fletcher there. Tell you what, that game went down to the wire, didn't it? I know that Ulster were ahead right up till the final moment, and then I think Munster got a last-minute try, did they, to be able to go in and get themselves a win. 4:30 a.m. as well, says Mahi there. And also, yes, it is 3 p.m. Yes, you are correct. Nailed it. Finally worked out my time zones. It's taken me how long? A year or so, but I've finally been able to get that time zone right. I feel like that's a good effort, isn't it? And also we've got there, hey guys from Obi, and also hey from Moorcake. Welcome in, guys. Hope you are doing well. Tuscan Army now, once again, left alone outside of the off stump by Latham. We have got there the Quins game launched me into orbit around Saturday. I saw that was also about a 1-point game between those two sides. So every game at the moment seems like it is going to be close, other than, I mean, to be fair, Saracens versus Gloucester was also only a 1-point contest between those two sides as well. So the Quinn games launched me, and also we have got there as a batting or bowling pitch. Normally, New Zealand pitches are batting pitches. And I would say that this one doesn't really look any different. It's a green top. Looks like it would be a very nice one to bowl on in day 5. If we get a day 5, that is because it is supposed to be raining on day 4 and 5. And normally, if it's supposed to be raining in New Zealand, it normally rains in New Zealand as well. Latham gets himself his first run, sits it out to cover, and that is going to be him off the mark now in this matchup and got home at 11 last night from the BBL, says Moorcake, and you would have enjoyed that game, I would think. Overall, it was a very good one for the Hobart Hurricanes versus Brisbane Heat game. By the sounds of it, I didn't actually get to watch that game. I was in bed relatively early. No one tell me about the Saints game. Haven't watched it yet, as well, says Katie Dixon. I will keep it completely secret. We have got there. Go the Black Cats. Also credit Bangladesh for their growth past couple of years, says Chris Howe. Exactly right. They've been going very well, Bangladesh. The way that these guys have been playing. Like last week, they just dug extremely deep and they were able to get themselves that big win. Damn, that Quins game was a heart attack as well. And there's his flesh in there. This stage now, Tuscan Army. It looks like Will Young is going to have to face man coming over the wicket rather than round it now for Tuscan Ahmed. And also, we go there. It's a fake green top, to be honest. Once the ball stops swinging, batting will be fun as well. Exactly right. Yeah, normally pitches don't look this green. So I think it is going to be the case of if you can get yourself in, it's normally on a New Zealand surface. If you face out that first kind of 20 or so balls, then all of a sudden it's just a freebie. And you just keep on going and going and going. Black Cats are fan from Nepal as well, said Narendra. So welcome into the live stream out in Bangladesh time. It's 3 a.m, I think. Unlucky for them as well, says DZ. Yeah, the time zones between New Zealand and Bangladesh don't normally link up too nicely. I guess you could say. I still can't believe I was the only one red card and Simmons got off without a punishment for driving Marler into the ground like he was a shovel as well. Says Katie Dixon there. And gains won by 8 wickets as well. Says Moorcake a little bit leg sidish. Nice shot from Will Young. And he is now off the mark as well. Get down to fine leg, which I believe it was Shuriful. It was down there. Just one ball left of this first over, but New Zealand moving up onto the 2 runs without the fall of wicket, which is actually more than we saw in the first match at the Bay Oval between the opening run partnership of these two. But anyone who is new, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. We have got plenty more content coming for the cricket. And also we have got the Ashes a little bit later on tonight as well. We are New Zealand are not going to be playing, but it will be Australia. Our Trans-Tasman buddies, they are going to be taking on England in a very tough day 5, which could be a little bit affected by rain depending on how it goes as well. But Latham on strike, Tuscan Army the bowler. Oh, it's down the leg side. I think he got a little bit of bat on that one, Tom Latham. The keeper dives to the leg side, doesn't quite get it, and that is going to be 5 runs. off the first over for Latham, 6 for the Black Caps, and it is going to be 6 for none here. The Tuscan Army, and I think he got just a little bit of a feather on that one, Latham, and we get fake green tops at my local ground, basically tough to bat for the first 30 to 40 minutes, and then short outfields and a flat hard deck to bat on as well. I haven't watched it yet, as I was this position there. I was going to that Saints game with the glasses of Owen Elsha we have got there. I am in my igloo as well, says Mark Duffy. What temperature are you sitting at the moment? And keep doing this. We love, as I says, Narendra Punt there and the chat, and do appreciate that a lot, mate. We have got plenty more cricketing content coming up. I worked out that so far this year, we have done on average around 10 hours of cricket commentary per day. I have been loving all of it. Yeah, that was almost off the bat hand or maybe glove of Tom Latham, a little bit leg side-ish from Tuscan Ahmed. Just didn't quite get onto it. Minus 25 degrees. You literally could have an igloo, and I would believe you. That's all right. I'm putting it on in the background right now while I watch this as well. Says Katie Dixon. Hello, says Jay Woods. Welcome into the live stream in New Zealand, playing like a T20 match. As well, says TZ here. They've started quickly for themselves. I think that is what Will Young and also Latham need to do. They need to feel a little bit of bat on ball. They don't want to chase the wrong ball, of course, here. But it is now going to be Shuraful who will be bowling the second over. Young sitting on 1 off 2 deliveries. Latham 5 off 4. So good angle there from Shuraful. Now it looks like Will Young is going to get at least the 1 run here. They are going to be going back for the 2. And once again, it is going to be some more runs on the board for the Black Cats. We have got there Katie Dixon, I'm sure. Marla was okay. It's not like he's an innocent. I won't say a thing as well. And this is question as well. But now at this stage, 1.1 overs down. And I guess a T20, you could say that they are going in that situation of running at about that strike rate, because they are currently sitting 8 for none off 7 balls. We have got there. How long do you think it will take for England to be 4 down? So I says Jay Woods, I feel like if they can get through this morning session, it's going to be a little bit later on, but it's going to be a tough surface to bat on. The rain will be helping out England if there is rain solid from Will Young. This is a good angle from Shuraful. And also we have got there, the scoreboard hasn't changed. So one moment. We will go, scorecard hasn't changed. Hopefully, I think it's just a little bit slower than normal, but it should hopefully be continuing to update throughout this one as well. We're up to 1.2 overs. And also it was heinous to watch. And also we have got there about the scorecard not changing. Just wait till the soldier, Ibadah Hussain. Tell you what, he was the name of the first test match, I think, that everyone was talking about. The way that he went was absolutely phenomenal. 6 wickets, just kept on steaming and getting that perfect line and length. But Shuraful, he's been a dangerous bowler, whipped to the leg side there by Henry. Or sorry, not Henry Young. They haven't actually played Matt Henry for this one. Instead, Daryl Mitchell comes in to replace Rachin Ravindra, who probably didn't quite have the first test match that he was after in this series. He just didn't quite get the spin on the ball, didn't quite get, I guess, his form when it came to the bat in hand either, which is why they have decided Daryl Mitchell was a good option for this matchup as well. But anyone who is new, be sure to leave a like and subscribe at the moment. 1.3 overs down, 9 balls, 9 runs here for the Black Caps. Latham just marking middle stump. I feel like Shuraful should continue this angle, and Shuraful is 6'3". He is certainly a big unit of an individual, and New Zealand should win, and that too was with the biggest margin possible as well, says Bernard there. Because theoretically, I mean, New Zealand, we know that we've got 3 days worth of fine weather, but then it could be raining day 4 and 5. So New Zealand will know that they need a lot of runs in a hurry if they do want a chance of really leveling this series. They can't afford to let Bangladesh win this one 1-0 and then also a draw alongside it. They will want to try and make it a level series for the Black Caps. Aggressive shot there from Latham. Plays the cut shot nicely, and that is going to be 4 more runs for the Black Caps. The second boundary of the day for Tom Latham, and it looks like they are going to be playing this one extremely aggressive. Anytime there's a bad ball, Latham will be putting it away. Look at the radar. The little shower I thought would hit Sydney. I might miss them completely. It's going to be interesting if it's upwards of 90 overs in the day, as I see Sky Broom. So it's so weird, the weather of Sydney at the moment. It seems like all of the rain is just avoiding the SCG, which, I mean, is very good news for us because we are going to get to see plenty of great cricket. I don't mind New Zealand winning. Bangladesh need to play well as well, says TZ there. They are just showing there the first test, the 2 ways that Latham was dismissed. He'll be disappointed in himself the way that he was dismissed in both of those first innings, and he's already on 9 runs, which I believe is almost his top run scored of the season, or of the series, I should say, as well. And I think New Zealand will come back in this match as well, says Heartbeat there. Once again, left outside of the off stump there for Latham. And Shuraful, that will be now just the 1 ball left of this over. It's already been relatively expensive. New Zealand, they've got 13 runs off 1.5 overs here, which seems like straight away you can tell they're going to be aggressive anytime there's a ball in the wrong spot. They want to put the bowlers back under pressure here, the ones from Bangladesh, because when they were bowling their line and length in the last match, New Zealand just sat there letting it go past, and then all of a sudden they were finding themselves out. As well, they lost 8 wickets for not many runs at all. I believe it was about 38 runs for 8 wickets, New Zealand, but that is going to be 13 for none after the 2 overs of New Zealand as well. So starting at a very fast rate here. Like we mentioned, the first half an hour for New Zealand, it is going to be probably the toughest part to bat for. And then after that, it is going to be a very nice surface to be able to really ramp up some runs, which I think, anything less than 350 is probably not really what New Zealand would be after. Even 400 is probably, and like they're saying, it took New Zealand 10 overs in the first match to get to this point in time with 13 runs on the board. They have been able to now do it in just 2 as well. So a very good start to the match for New Zealand. Tuscan Ahmed, though, he is going to be going over the wicket to Will Young. Charging in at Hagley Oval. It's a good ball. Will Young just playing that one extremely late. A key to a test match is to not end up reaching for that ball. That is where someone like a Haseeb Hameed for England has been getting himself into a little bit of trouble, because he does try and reach for the ball, try to feel for the ball. Though he has been improving his technique very nicely. I'll be very happy for Bangladesh to win. It'll be great, their greatest test achievement. And to be honest, I feel like their greatest test achievement has already almost been achieved with the way that they did go in that first match. They were able to break a 20-something match winning streak of New Zealand, and also their first ever win on New Zealand soil in all formats. So yeah, the series would be absolutely huge for them. That came nicely back in from Tuscan Ahmed, just over the top of the stumps for Will Young there. I don't think there was a lot of a gap between the ball and the wicket there as the Ashes overseas Hamish Spencer. It is not. It is still on to day 5. England need about 370 runs, I believe it is, off the final day to be able to win the match. And then, Australia just need the 10 wickets as well. But we will be doing a little bit of a co-live stream. We'll probably be covering a bit of the Ashes alongside New Zealand versus Bangladesh as well while we are at it. But William Young at the moment, he is going to be on strike. 4 runs of 7 deliveries. They will try and draw as Aussie's going to go away there. And it is supposed to have a little bit of rain on the cards, perhaps. Tuscan Ahmed nicely bowled once again for defensive from Will Young, getting right in behind that one. That is going to be, once again, a very good defensive shot. We have got there, I think New Zealand will 375 runs as well. It says DC there. And they will always be looking at that clock as well, because as soon as they end up letting it get too close to day 3, day 4, etc., then all of a sudden you start to see that rain sneak into the forecast. Although if it's anything like Sydney, it will mean that we've got that rain that never quite arrives until later on today. Like Kai Broom said, the rain might be missing the SCG altogether, so they will still be able to have a maximum of 98 overs in that Ashes test match. Tuscan Ahmed once again well bowled, left alone outside of the off stump. Ron Will Young wants to make sure he doesn't play at the wrong ball here into the early stages, or else then you're exposing Devon Conway to still a relatively new ball. It's swinging nicely. It's seaming nicely as well there. But Tuscan Ahmed probably seamed in about 3 or 4 inches there. We have got there. I like the ODI aggro. Draw is as bad as a loss in the World Test Championship Devil Series, 4-26 or 4-24 or 0-24 as well. A win is 12-24, 50% at least save face, and stays in the hunt as well, says Dan De Castro. Exactly right. Like New Zealand straight away now, they are close to missing out on the World Test Championship final just with the 1 loss. As I haven't been watching it as well, says Hamish Spencer. Good pitched up delivery, but that was well fielded. Almost pushed onto the stumps there. And it would have been an accident there for Mamanul Haq, the captain, who was phenomenal in the last match for his side. He got a massive heart, and he just showed it in the last one. It was a nice cover drive off the front foot for Will Young, but then just ends up not quite going through the gap. And Tuscan Ahmed shows his appreciation for his men in the field who are working hard here for Bangladesh. But Bangladesh, if they win 2 matches on New Zealand soil, I believe that would be the first time in many, many years that we have seen New Zealand lose a series without getting a single, I guess you could say, single win as well. Tuscan Ahmed left alone outside of the off stump from Young. And also we have got there Mohammed in the chat. He said, hi, welcome into the live stream, mate. I hope you are doing well. Good recovery from Bangladesh. It has been indeed, in the end, a maiden for that one. once we do have, that was the final ball. So a maiden in the end for Tuscan Ahmed. Nicely done by that man. And thanks again for stamina coverage as well, says Dana Castro. No worries at all, mate. We have got plenty more stamina left in the tank. 2022, we have been streaming every single day for roughly 10 hours. And we have no plans on slowing down, other than, of course, if the voice completely disappears, which it's starting to get that way just a little bit. But I've got a couple glasses of water. We should be all right for throughout this match. And we've also got the BBL later on tonight. The Sixers taking on the Scorchers, which is going to be the World Cup, or not the World Cup, but the T20 final that did take place the other day as well. And also it was the BBL final last year. So we'll have to wait and see how it goes. But at the moment here, there's going to be, once again, Shariful Islam, who will be charging. And he went for 7 runs off his first over. Bid bowl, one wide ball to Latham, and he just swatted it away out through cover. And that kind of point region for the 4. At the moment, the toss, Bangladesh, they did win the toss. They decided that they did want to have a bat. They did want to have a bowl. And this one, hopefully by 2023, you have 30 to 50K as well, says TZ there. I mean, that would be absolutely incredible. Our goal by the end of the year at this stage, we have decided, like, the first goal for us is, of course, the 10K. Then from there, it's probably the 15K, somewhere around there would be pretty awesome to be able to hit. And then who knows where we go from there. As Mum said, I don't know how you do it as well. And this is Dan de Castro. And at times, I don't really know how I do it either. I just keep on talking, and words keep on coming out in almost sentences at times. Sure, full nicely bowled. Straight behind it was Tom Latham. Solid in defence with that one. And just keeping himself at the crease. But now he's already top run scored for a series. And he's only sitting on the 9 runs. So we will have to wait and see how he does end up going a little bit later on in the series as well, of course, because we've still got South Africa just around the corner. Here's the captain while Williamson is out with, unfortunately, still his elbow injury. So I'm not too sure whether or not he will be playing in the South African series. There's more of a hopefully speedy recovery for him, but we will have to, of course, see whether or not he is going to be matched fit. I think 300 plus will be enough score, because previous performance by Bangladesh was a miracle as well. And this type of thing's not happening every time as well, says Heartbeat there. And also we have, I've lost another 2 kg as well, says Amy Spencer. So yeah, that is not ideal, mate. So hopefully you do end up recovering relatively soon. And we'll be back to eating KFC and all that good stuff we have got there. He's just that good. As on there, says Cody Dixon, and I need to eat as well, says Amy Spencer. So I guess, have you got any cravings for something that you haven't had in a while that you could end up maybe having in that regard, like a big old cheesecake or something like that? Left alone outside of the off stump from Latham and Shariful Islam at the moment. This has been a lot better of an over, and we do know that Bangladesh in that first matchup, they had about 7 overs in a row where New Zealand just weren't scoring runs. Whereas in this one, they were scoring them for fun in the first 2, but then from there, Bangladesh really bringing in that line and length. And it's been a lot harder for the Black Cats to be able to get those runs away. And also, I was 88 kg before now. I am 83 kg as well. Says Hamish Spencer there. So yeah, you will have to try it and make sure. I guess hopefully you will be able to put it straight back on after you are feeling better. Normally that is kind of the case with any kind of real big illness type thing as well. There's going to be no run called from Latham out to cover point. As once again, just going to be the 4 defensive from Latham. It seems like he is going to be well and truly, I guess you could say, well and truly just defensive, but also attacking at the same time. He's going to defend. As soon as you give him any width, though, he's going after it. And crazy respect for these streams. Give the Sky Sports pundits a run for their money. As on there says, I appreciate you being here, mate. And yeah, we have got plenty more coming in the future as well. We've got the BBL, the Big Bash, which is the T20 competition in Australia. We have got the series that are coming up in the near future, the likes of New Zealand versus Australia and the ODI. We are going to be covering on the channel as well outside of the off stump. Latham leaves it alone, and also we have got there, it's tough without your best captain on earth and talisman as well. My favourite cricketer, hands down, and there as well, says Dan de Castro, and that's going to be the end of the 4th over, 13 for none. So another maiden for the Bangladesh bowlers, but at the moment, Hagley Oval, it's overcast, which does mean that maybe we'll get to see a little bit more swing in the near future for the Bangladesh bowlers once they do get one of those sides of the ball shine. Going to be going all over the place, and then that is where you bring in this man here, Ibadar Hussain, absolutely phenomenal in the last match as well. It's kind of a good in a way. I needed to lose some kgs as well. And there says Amish Spencer, oh yeah, Ibadar Hussain, phenomenal player in that last matchup, was able to get 6 wickets in the second innings, almost single-handedly turned this game around for Bangladesh the way that he was going. Now at the moment, Will Young going to be sitting there 4 runs off 11 deliveries. And Tuskar Ahmed once again going to be charging in. Tom Latham has the most runs at Hagley Oval as well. It is his home ground, isn't it? I believe for Tom Latham. So he will like these conditions. He'll know how to bat on them. And he will probably know that's why he's gone so aggressive early on, because he knows that as soon as you get your eye on this pitch, you're in for a long haul. As New Zealand or England versus Australia versus England match will drawn today, I think, because there are showers chances in Sydney today as well. And this is heartbeat, although apparently they look like they're going to be passing over for those showers. So we might not actually see as much rain on the forecast as initially anticipated, which I guess is good news, but also not so good news for England, who do have to still try and survive for a little bit longer. We have got MD in the chat. Welcome into the live stream, mate. Hope you are doing well. Young at the moment, sitting on 4 runs off 12 deliveries. He wanted to hit that one. He decided to leave it right in the last moment. It's not raining in Sydney. The weather report is AS as well. My mum has been telling me. As well, she said, that's the thing. It said 100% for yesterday. I believe in the commentators at the ground said 100% chance of rain, and it only rained pretty much in the evening, I believe. And Bangladesh ain't going away as well. Already showing the fight back after New Zealand intentions as well. Exactly right. They've really brought in their line and length, and it does mean that New Zealand, if they do want to go for it, tell you what, that was close to Will Young's bat to try and leave it almost. Yawning. Yeah, he did try and leave it almost, ended up just getting that little bit of a feather on it as well. That one is going to be off the outside edge, but it does roll along the ground to the man at gully at the moment, Will Young, though. He is another batsman who has been impressive for New Zealand. He was able to get himself a 50 in the first innings. I believe he also got a 50 in the second innings, if I'm not wrong. Well, that one, so we will have to wait and see whether or not can possibly add on a third one that was right up near the top of the bat. Same with rain. They are just passing showers as well, or they are just passing showers. And it was a storm all week, and there's been one storm all week as well, says Hamish Spencer. So we will have to wait and see whether or not we get to see, I guess, more than a few overs affected. I don't think there will be, though. And anyone here from Australia, or are you all just trying to say it will rain from the bogus weather app as well? And there's this guy, Broom. He is from Australia there for Hamish Spencer. And also we've got there Bangladesh as well in there from MD. And, of course, Bangladesh winning this one 1-0 in that regard. But, yeah, they were saying the ones yesterday, I believe the rain that was happening wasn't even on the radar. Or, sorry, the day before for day 3. And it's the same with the BBL, that it seems to be when it's on the radar, it's not happening, and when it's off the radar, it is happening for them. So, I mean, you can't really trust a weather report, can you? If you are trying to work out exactly what the conditions are going to do. It does say for New Zealand, day 4 and day 5 will be affected by rain. Normally, New Zealand's weather forecast is pretty accurate, because if it's going to rain, it normally rains as well here. But that is going to be Tuskar Ahmed outside of the off stump, once again left alone by Will Young, and also we've got the high Kiwi lad as well. And I'm excited for New Zealand versus South Africa Test Series next month. It should be a very good one indeed. And dot ball heaven, says Teaser. Yeah, at the moment they have had almost 3 full overs of dot balls, 18 balls in a row. They haven't gone for a single run at the moment. They are just saying Mominal Huck, where he was able to win the toss, he did straight away say, right, we're going to have a bowl. We're going to try and bowl them out nice and early. We've got there. Good morning from Dragon Down Under as well. Welcome in to the live stream, mate. I hope you are doing well, New Zealand. They lost the toss. They are batting now. Once again, it was an aggressive start, getting 13 runs off 2 overs. Then from there, Bangladesh just bowling that line and length. There's going to be whipped to the leg side. Nice shot there from Will Young. It's looking like at least 2 for them out through the mid-wicket way, and that is going to be the 2 to close out the over. Touch 2 straight, and it is 15 for none now for the Black Cats. We have got high Kiwi lad. What do you think first innings total? I feel like New Zealand, if they want a good chance, they probably need 400 here, because we saw Bangladesh in the last test match. They proved that like that 350 or so that New Zealand got just wasn't enough, because they just kept on batting and batting and batting, and they had all their partnerships opening up as well. Every time someone lost a wicket, they would be back out there and they'll get another 150-run partnership, 100-run, 50-run, etc. And just kept on going. Hello, I'm from Bangladesh. Love you, bro. As well, says Mustafa there. Welcome into the live stream, mate. Hope you are going well. And if you are new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button. We are going to be back for day 2, day 3, day 4 at least of this test match. Depending on the rain situation, we may have 1 or 2 days possibly rained out. We will have to wait and see. But hopefully not. Hopefully it is going to be only passing showers, and we do get back to the cricketing action in a very short moment after those rain kind of clouds do clear up. And I love your voice as well. And this is Andy Mike as well. I appreciate that, mate. And also, all right, I'm off. Off back to coughing and sleeping. See you, mate, as well. Says Aaron Smith. You'll see you later on, mate. And yeah, hopefully you do start to feel better in the near future. But Will Young, they are just showing slightly. I mean, he met that ball, but it was a relatively safe shot as he was on the front foot for that one. Reaching out, he just needs to make sure in defence that he is playing it under the eye line, or else he will get himself into a little bit of trouble. Kiwi later, Hamish, is it batting pitch or bowling pitch? It is definitely a batting pitch. Yeah, at Hagley Oval. If you can survive the first half an hour or so, then you really can start scoring runs. And that is what we're going to see from Latham, who has got a huge amount of runs at Hagley Oval. Hamish, you notice Black Caps batsman is extra cautious against Bangladesh. They're batting too slow as they win comprehensively against Pakistan, India, West Indies, and England. And I'm Jess as well, says Coning. So they got off to a quick start. 13 runs off the first 2 overs. From there, Bangladesh brought in the line a little bit more. But anytime they get a freebie, they will be taking it there. The Black Caps, if it's on the leg side, I'm going to be hitting it out through that kind of mid-wicket, maybe even go down a fine leg. If it is well and truly down the leg side, that is ball. That was brilliantly bowled. Bryce Sheriful ended up probably pitching on off stump and then just slowly swinging away. And you're always on commentary. You have no time to chill out or something as well, says Andy Mike. Not really, no. I think it is pretty much at this stage. We start off doing commentary when we do wake up and we end up going to bed straight after the commentary almost. So how's that Saint game going for you as well? Says Fletching for Katie Dixon. But Sheriful Islam at the moment, on a very good line and length. In Latham, there's still a lot of swing on offer here in the early stages. They need to try and wear down that new ball here. The Black Caps survive for the first half an hour to an hour of this session and then start getting rewarded runs 2 leg side-ish. But that is hit straight to the man at square leg, which is Mahidi Hassan. He was bowling very nicely. No sign of Abadot yet. Not quite. So we will have to wait and see whether or not he gets a bowl next over or whether they give maybe one more to, it would be Tuscan Ahmed. I think they'll go 1 more or 2 more. And also, Hamish, why'd you shape your face as well? You look good previously as well, says Layla. I did end up in a light goal, so I decided to go for that as well. Ever considered doing a podcast? I think it would be awesome. As I says, I actually have a rugby podcast, but I haven't done a cricket podcast yet, so maybe that could be something for the future. And your mustache is looking good. Will you grow it big as well? And he says, Coding, I think I'll wait and see how it does go overall. It was more for just the light go at this point in time. So we will have to wait and see whether or not it does grow out decently as well. What are the changes in New Zealand side? Just the one change that they did decide to make, and that is going to be, in the end, it is actually, I've forgotten his name, Rachin Ravindra. He has been taken out, and Daryl Mitchell has been brought in that number 6 jersey. So he's going to be another bowling option for the Black Caps. They don't have any spinners, though, so that could end up maybe costing them a little bit, and Cooley is not fit. As well, says Andy Mike, and also we have got there, who's the most handsome cricketer in New Zealand. I probably haven't really, tried to scout them, I guess you could say. I think Katie Dixon would be the best person to ask maybe for that. Although I know that if Tyke Furlong was a cricketer, she would say him 110%. We have got there. I pause it just as the Falcons are running onto the field, as I could take my French lesson as well. I'll get back to it in a minute as well, says Katie Dixon. But at the moment, we have got 30 minutes down in this test match. It's been absolutely flying by between these two sides. 6 overs down, 15 for none here. I think batting first or second doesn't matter. If batting to the first team didn't play full one and one session, or full one and a session of second day, are they far away from the match as well, says Heartbeat. And it's all about acceleration here for the Black Caps as well. They don't want to end up in that situation of, I guess, scoring 2 little runs too slowly. Because if there is going to be rain around, New Zealand ideally would like to have this one all closed out by day 3, day 4 even. They need to bat for the full day today, bring up around that, I'd say 280, 300 runs, and then from there really start to build tomorrow. And Tiger Furlong asked me to move in with him, yes as well. And there says Katie Dixon. Also, we have got India, or should India have problem without Kohli as well? Can they beat South Africa? It's a great question. Of course, that test match is just around the corner as well. Kane Williamson is the most humble and handsome cricketer, definitely as well. And there says Coding. And Katie Dixon with the thumbs up from Flesham, but once again worked off his pad there for Latham. Sitting on 9 runs of 19 deliveries. Young is sitting there 6 of 18 deliveries here. So both men really started nice and early at the moment. They are just showing that the cricket between the Ashes sides, England and Australia, is just around the corner now. It's looking like a nice day as well at the Ashes we have got there. It's incredible how off the forecast been at the SCG, as I saw reports from the ground weather is fine. Yeah, exactly right. They just can't predict anything at the moment, the ones who are doing the weather. Because they said originally, they were like, right, it's going to be raining. We're going to have like 2 days of cricket if we're lucky. And then it's just been fine as well. No mum today as well. And this is tracking down under, not for the morning session anyway. She's currently away playing bowls. So that is why she is not here. Well, it's on. Hopefully she's going all right. I'm sure I'll get to talk to her a little bit later on. New Zealand need to score at least 400 runs today in order to bat a win match under 3 days. They need to bat aggressively, play like World Test Championship champions as well. If you're searching for answer, I'll vote for Tim Southey as well. Says Andy Mike there. And Katie, would you move in with Virat Kohli? Says TZ. I'm not sure how his wife would feel about that. Virat Kohli outside of the off stump. Once again, left alone. Hold on, let me Google him as well in there. Says Katie Dixon. Currently, New Zealand batting. I feel like this opening run partnership, if they can work their way towards that 50, 60, 70, even 100 runs, would be pretty nice for them overall. But New Zealand, they have got, like they're saying, 6 runs of the first 10 overs of that last game. New Zealand were able to get for himself. Oh, he is a very handsome man as well. And there says Katie Dixon for Virat Kohli. All of the supporters at Hagley Oval, they are looking like they are going to be, hopefully, a very nice crowd for this one morning. I'll agree with that. A 400 to 500 call as well. Off the edge there through the slip, Gordon. And that is going to be 4 runs for Young. You'll take them any way you can get them in the early stages. The edge went along the ground, so no risk there for Will Young. But it is going to be 10 runs off 21 delivery should Englishmen come back today against the mighty Aussie as well, says Andy Mike. It's a tough one. It is going to be a very interesting day of cricket for the Ashes. I'm heavily considering doing a little bit of a co-live stream on that one and perhaps continuing the Bangladesh versus New Zealand commentary on an Ashes live stream. In that regard, g'day all, hi Amish as well, Sebastian, Katie, Christmas emojis there in the Kieran's in the chat as well. But at the moment, Tuscan Ahmed is going to be sitting there 0 runs, also 0 wickets, 12 runs of him of the first 3.4 overs of this matchup as well. Well bowled by Tuscan Ahmed. Yeah, it is looking like a very nice surface at the moment. They were keeping the covers on to keep it protected for the SCG Test match for day 5 as well. Where this match, it's still not really won by either side. We're going to have to wait and see how it goes. England, they trail by 358 and they are 30 for none at the moment with their 2 openers. But Tuscan Ahmed now, it's gone for 12 runs so far. And also, hey, howdy, hey, how you do? As I says Katie Dixon there. At the moment, Henry. I keep on calling him Matt Henry. It's because he looks like Matt Henry. And also, I think I said Matt Henry and Jimmy Neesham have had a child, and that is actually Will Young. The Tuscan Ahmed. Nicely played by Henry. Once again, getting right behind the line of the ball. Just keeping it out, and that is going to be 19 for none here after the 7 overs. Usman Khawaja, though, he was phenomenal in the last matchup, that is for sure. The way that he has been going for the Ashes at the SCG, or last innings, I should say, for that regard. At the moment, not out is the call for both of these men. They will be wanting to keep it that way throughout this whole first session at Sky. I almost called it Sky Arena, but of course it is at Hagley Oval, just up the road. T20 World Cup, changed mindset of Australians' dressing room. As on there says Andy Mike. Yeah, they have been fired up for this Ashes series. When they've got that opportunity on home soil, they might as well take it. And they've grabbed that one with both hands, and that is why now it is going to be a very important day for Australia to be able to close out the last few moments, trying to get another couple of wickets or so. And they are just showing there the World Test Championship, the trophy for New Zealand. Nice straight drive. Oh, that was relatively close to Will Young getting run out at the non-strikers in there. Latham in a little bit too straight back at the stumps. And it does end up kind of clipping the hand. Oh, no, it didn't clip the hand. That's probably lucky, or else Will Young could have been on his way there, the way that he had to try and dive back down. But it looks like a giant lollipop, the World Test Championship, kind of, the kind of trophy side of it. As it does look like a massive lollipop. I'm good, buddy, as well. And I hope you're well too, says David the Mod there. But at the moment now, it is going to once again be Shoreful charging him. That's worth a little bit of a shout, but I think it is going to be too high there. Do Bangladesh use up their review here to try and review it and get the captain out? And after Ross Taylor retires, would you not want to see aggressive Devon Conway opening the batting for the Black Cats and Will Young batting in his normal position 4, as he never opened as well? I mean, it could be an option. I know that they will have to have a little bit of a reshuffle as soon as they, I guess, really find out what they want to do with their side. It hit the back leg too high, and also maybe almost impact outside of the line as well for that one. And also we have got there, can we see some Australian performance in the Indian styles as well? It would be a lot harder, that is for sure. But sure, a full at the moment. Charging in, nicely played once again by Latham, right in behind the ball for defensive speed of 132 k's, getting it down there at the moment for Bangladesh. And I'm doing well, thank you, buddy, as well. And there says Katie Dixon. Well, I guess a big question at the moment, are you guys watching not just New Zealand versus Bangladesh, but are you also watching the Ashes for the final day? They have got 23 minutes till play is going to be underway for the Ashes, and we are going to be talking about that one as well. We may even be transferring over to an Ashes live stream while still covering New Zealand versus Bangladesh over there as well, in terms of keeping you guys updated on the scorecard alongside those kind of moments of that match. Shuffle once again outside of the off-stump, left alone. And in that regard, and Latham, he just sits there. Goes, yeah, there's a decent ball. Not really going to do too much with that one. I see Kyle Mills is on the commentary. He used to love himself a little bit of quick bowling, that is for sure. He's a big individual. And Shuraful also is a large man, 6'3", got a lot of size to him, a lot of height when it comes to where he is bowling from. You can't even see my hand. That's what it's like for the batsman, because Shuraful's way up in the clouds. When he does bowl, but someone else similar to that, Kyle Jamieson, he is over 7 foot tall. And we'll get a nice little bit of extra bounce here at Hagley Oval as well. Latham sitting on 9 runs off 23 deliveries. Young, he is sitting there 10 runs off 23. So they're pretty similar at the moment, the two Black Cats players. Nice drive there from Latham, but hits it straight to short cover. And what's New Zealand's best? Better at T20 or ODI or Test as well. I feel like I would say Test matches, we did lose to the first match up against Bangladesh, but we are the World Test Championship champions, I guess you could say, at the moment here for New Zealand as well. So they have got that thrown to try and defend. And also, I'm joking as well, says TC, tell you what, there's a chance that we could see it as well. And also we have got there, bro, what is the difference between Kookaburra and Duke balls? I believe, I guess it's just the way that they are put together, really. Kookaburra seems to work a lot better for the Australians in Australia, and then the Duke ball is what the English are more used to. And I believe, I want to say that it's a different kind of way that they are treated. That's a nice back foot punch from Latham out through cover, and that is going to be at least the 2. Looks like they might be able to get back for 3, do they? They do decide to take it on. Run out opportunity, no. They are going to be able to get through there for Latham, and that brings up the first 3 runs of the day as well. That will end out the over. 22 for none here off the 8 overs. We have got there. India didn't lose a Test series since 2013, and Kohli captaincy as well, says Heartbeat there. And also I'm going to be a boring lunch and soon be back later, Kiwi lads, as well. And there, I'm going to a boring lunch. Soon be back later, Kiwi lads. And there as well, says David. So we will see you later on, mate. It will either be this live stream or it will be an Ashes live stream that we will be on at that stage in time. We have also got the New Zealand want to score big, says TZ. They do indeed. They need to score big for themselves as well. They need at least 400 here on the board. We're seeing Bangladesh have been able to set a total of 400 on New Zealand services, which is why New Zealand's bowlers as well, they will be feeling the pressure here because they need to make sure they perform. As the likes of Southey, Bolt, Wagner was decent in the last one. Jameson probably underperformed with the ball in hand, and now they've got Daryl Mitchell. See what he can do with it as well. New Zealand is the most consistent nation of all across formats as well. But yeah, with Keynes and Williamson in the lineup, I agree. And back tests as well, says Dan De Castro there. And well, men's are always addictive towards balls in both cases as well, says Andy. And also we've got that. Hopefully there will be good food in that one to make up for how boring it will be, says Katie Dixon. Abadot Hussain now. He is going to get a chance with the ball in hand. Currently 40 minutes into the day already. He's got a big smile on his face, this man. He will be excited to see what he can do. He got 6 wickets in the last innings. What can he do here? It is Latham, the captain, versus Abadot Hussain, the youngster off the edge. He's just cut him away for 4 runs. And an aggressive start there from Latham. He's decided if he puts it in the wrong spot, he is going to be smacking him away to the boundary, and that will just fire up Abadot Hussain. He might have had a smile on his face before that ball. He will certainly not have it now. We have got there. Finally tell me every detail about his bowling, as I says Daisy. So that one was short outside of the off stump and did get slashed away by Latham for the 4 runs. We have got there. Where do you live in Australia, bro? As I says Andy Mike, I am actually from New Zealand. So about halfway up the South Island is where I am located at the moment, which is why, I guess these games are on at decent times, but then those other games, the ones that I do at 3 a.m. are always the kind of Northern Hemisphere games as well. That's close. That's very close. He's given out Latham. Is that going to be going down leg? They might review it here for Latham. It looked like it was pretty plumb, though. And he has already done his celebration. The step, he's gone upstairs for Latham there in Tour of India as well. I know Bangladesh is done. Latham is on fire as well, says DZ, or is he? They're going upstairs here. He might be gone here, Tom Latham. 16 of 26. Brilliant delivery from Abdul Hussain, but they have gone upstairs for the Black Cats. Everett is too good as well, says TZ. He's just gone from short outside of the off stump. He needed a warm-up ball. And then after that, he has absolutely nailed the full pitch delivery. Is it going? Oh, it's very close to the bat. If it hasn't at the bat, though, it's gonna be possibly Latham on his way here. Has he got any bet on that one? Ultra Edge doesn't have a lot of a spike. Flat line is the call. It's hit the pad, and now they are going to ball tracker. This could be umpire's call here, perhaps. It's gone from a very wide angle. It's cut back inwards. It's missing the stumps, and that is going to be Latham getting to survive just for now. But Abdul Hussain, very good ball, the way that he bowled that one, and that is going to be not out, though. At this stage, reverse decision. Good use of the review there for Latham. Needed to use it, though, or else he was going to be on his way. New Zealand has best captain all over the world, as well, says Andy. And also we have got there what other nation can come close to all three formats final victor as well. And also we have got there the Tour of India as well. And also we have got there Khwaja in or out of the 50s. He's got to be in, doesn't he? Double century for himself, or 1 century in the first innings, come back, and he does get himself a century in the second. I would have him in there, and if he doesn't get to play at 5 because Travis Head is back, I would have him open rather than Marcus Harris. Just because both of them are left-handers anyway, and I feel like Kawaji needs to be in there the way that he played. He looks like he's just seeing it like a beach ball throughout the whole test match, which is why I think I would have him in there. Same pitched up delivery now. It's going to be cover-driven by Tom Latham. So an aggressive shot there from the Black Caps captain. Oh, ankle roll. No, he's all right. Okay, I looked at his ankles there. It looked like it was a little bit dodgy. And also we have got there Uzi must play, as us says down the catcher. And I can't imagine the pain of Aussies who's lose back-to-back test series and home against India. As us says heartbeat there. And Aberdot got 4 wickets and 7 balls. Don't be surprised if he gets 5 to 6 today. I'm expecting, that's the thing. I feel like my expectations of him have just gotten a little bit higher after seeing how well he did in the last match. No, me, Dan, still bummed about T20 as well, says Victor there. But Abdul Hussain once again charging, and he's gone for 6 runs off 3 deliveries. Nice pitched up delivery. Outside off stump, Latham leaves it alone, though. 138.3 Ks for that one. At the moment, Latham, he just needs to make sure he gets himself set. He's currently sitting on 18 runs. Quite a few of those, though, have been, I guess you could say, a couple outside off stump. He's been able to play a nice cut shot, too. Other than that, he has probably had his stumps a little bit more tested than normal, I guess you could say, for Tom Latham. Normally he's very solid, but he's already almost had himself going out for the earlier stages from Abdul Hussain, who has just become an up-and-coming talent for Bangladesh since the last test match. Well bowled. That one's hit in the legs. That one's almost, yes, that one is given out now. And Latham, this one's going to be a little bit more plumb than the last. Does he go upstairs again here? He's saying it's hit him above the knee roll. He's going upstairs. Abdul Hussain, he just keeps putting it on the stumps, and he keeps on getting it through Latham's bat. That seems to be about as wide as a toothpick at the moment, the way that he is playing to Abdul Hussain. We have got there this week, Bangladesh and South Africa both play good cricket and surprised opponent, as I says Andy Mike. Like they're saying, the line is better than the previous, so now it's more about the height factor of this one. It's going up. It's going up. Okay, it's whether or not the height is a factor here. Ultra Edge is the next thing that they are going to be checking. Abdul is a freak, as well, says Dan Castro. He's just bowling so well. Like the way that he deceptively puts it up there, and no one seems to be able to play it. Like I mentioned, Latham seems like he doesn't actually have a bat at the moment. It just keeps on going through, smacking him on the pad. There is no bat involved. It actually clips the front leg as well, I think. Right, is this one bouncing over, or is Latham going to be gone? It's missing the stumps again, just by an inch over the top, and a good use of the review once again by Latham, and he's going to get to stay out there for just a little bit longer. This umpire, he's given Latham out twice in this over. Bounces crazy as this Sky Broom, it is indeed. And also we've got there Yoblee blue and red as well. And there says Sav. Yeah, just a little bit too high there. The bounce, it is looking like it is going to be a true bounce on the surface. The umpire gave him out. You can understand why he gave out both of those ones. As and also we give the OMG, I'm so lucky as well. He has been indeed 2 in a row. That could have easily been Ton Latham gone. But both just bouncing over the top. We have got there. Crazy NZ in the chat. Welcome into the live stream, mate. I hope you are doing well. Hope you are excited for yet again some more test match cricket. New Zealand and Bangladesh. And also, no, do you bleed red and blue, Amish, as well? What is red and blue? Is that England? Red or blue? Is that red or blue? I'm not too sure. I don't know the right answer to that. I know that I've got blue veins and red veins, if you want to get all, I guess, biological about it. You know, the fact that the blue veins is normally because of the oxygen in the blood. I believe, something along those lines. Scoreboard wasn't confident. I removed Latham in a flash as well. And this says Victor, hello, people, says Betty Wagon, welcome in. What colour do you like more? I probably like blue a bit more than red. Just because if you get a nice blue, and I want to see blue all around the place here at this ground as well. I want to see it be blue for a very long time. And also, as New Zealand less, or if New Zealand get less than 300, you back and dish win. As I says, DZ, I would say if New Zealand do get less than the 300, Bangladesh will be in a good position to be able to go on and possibly win this series 2-0. And I feel like I shouldn't be saying that with a smile being from New Zealand, but it's just been I guess you could almost call it a fairy tale, the way that they have gone. Ireland were 164 for 1 versus West Indies chasing 270 now, and they are 239, 1 over to go as well. And you are a crip as well, says Xav there. Interesting. And also we have got there what blue bleeding mean. I heard so many times. I don't know. He said it's something related to gangs, I guess. In that regard, I just look at the colours and go, yeah, I guess I like blue a little bit more than red in that regard. But at the moment, they're just showing there for the 5th test match. They're assuming Usman Khawaja, he will be opening for this next matchup instead of Marcus Harris. We'll have to wait and see whether or not that will be the case, though. And also Crazy NZ has got the laugh in there in the chat, but it is going to be Will Young now on strike. 24 balls faced, 10 runs he has been able to get for himself. And also we've got there, hey, howdy, hey, brother, how you do? And so, and also we've got there 2 cricket matches on at the same time as us, says Greg Galway. I wish they weren't. I wish we had it so that I could watch both of them and also do the commentary for both of them. I've still got to try and decide which matches to do at which time as well, which does make it very difficult for us to try and balance them both, I guess you could say. At the moment, the umpires, because it is left-hander, right-hander combo, they have to keep on switching, which isn't ideal for themselves, I guess you could say. But yeah, I'm just going to get on with it by the looks of it. Which is a very nice. And also we got there, hey brother, hope you are well. And same in there, says Gregor Galway. But yeah, I've currently got New Zealand versus Bangladesh on this screen. Other corner of my eye, I've got Australia versus England on that one. Well bowled once again by Shoreful. Pitching it up nicely. And Mahidi Hassan, it's going to be interesting to see what he can do on this pitch and what our New Zealand ranked in test as well, says Edward Ellis. I believe they are still second, if I'm not wrong, because I know that India overtook them recently. So I want to say they're second, if not maybe third now, after that last loss to Bangladesh. And also we've got the A system. Good, thanks. Hope you are well. And there as well says Crazy NZ to Katie Dixon. But Ibadot is saying he couldn't believe the fact that that one had bounced over the top of the stumps for Shoreful. Or sorry, for himself there, I should say. Now Shoreful will know that he has to pitch it up if he does want an LBW. Oh, that's exactly what he did as well. That ball came in, then went away off the seam. Beautiful delivery from Shoreful, and Latham just has to watch it go past. We have us got there. Your skin's real white. You may need to stream outside for a bit, mate, as well. Unfortunately, it's actually overcast at the moment here, so I don't know how much tanning I will be able to get. I can change the color of this light to make me look a little bit more tanned. There we go. I'll stick with that one for a little bit longer so that people think I do actually go out in the sun, perhaps. So hi, Hamish as well. Says Scott Jones, welcome in to the live stream, mate. Hope you are doing well. Hope you are excited for another day. And also we've got there, I'm doing well in yourself. As I says Petty Wagon there. And now, Latham, he almost didn't look like he wanted to play that one, but in the end decides to cut it straight to backward point. Along the ground, though, sitting on 18 off 34. He's already had 2 lives in this first innings. I'm yawning a lot today. I think it is because it is a slightly earlier morning start than the ones that we have been used to for Australia versus England, which is just around the corner from getting fired up as well. I'm still trying to decide which way to go in terms of whether to cover some of that game as well or whether I cover more of New Zealand versus Bangladesh. But now it is going to be Shoreful once again, pitching it up nicely, well behind it for Latham. And that is going to be closing out the 10th over, 29 for none now. As on, also we've got there, I'm doing well in yourself. I just woke up not long ago. As on there says Betty Wing, and they've got a couple of people kayaking. Looks like a relatively nice day in Christchurch. It's supposed to be raining for day 4 and day 5 of this test match. But hopefully we don't end up seeing too much rain. I'd say if we get like only about 50 overs worth of rain, I'll be pretty happy with that. Overall, but Christchurch, the city I was born in, just up the road from myself where I do live now. And it is looking like it's a nice day in Christchurch for this matchup as well. I didn't actually realize there was a park that you could go kayaking right next to the ground by the looks of it there. And also maybe make the witch test to cover thing a poll as well. Says eyes are there. Although if I do it on this one, perhaps it will be Bangladesh versus New Zealand, just because it will be more people watching this one, if that makes sense. They won't want to switch over to the next one. But I believe my big plan here will be to do at least the next half an hour of New Zealand, Bangladesh. Nice Yorker there from Ebadoppa. Whipped off the pads nicely by Will Young, and that is going to be racing close to the boundary. Doesn't make it. Yes, it does. And it is the boundary for Will Young. Nice shot from him to be able to get one of his first boundaries of the day as well. In fact, it is his second boundary that he has been able to get for himself. But I believe I'll be watching the first half an hour out of the corner of my eye for England versus Australia. If it doesn't look like the rain is going to be affecting that game too heavily, and also if it looks like maybe we're not going to see, like that's the thing, if they lose a wicket or two, perhaps we will end up going, okay, that game's going to be over relatively quickly. But if they're still out there, could end up possibly going the distance, we might switch over and still talk about this one on the other live stream as well. I just really wish New Zealand started one day later, as I'm just doing well, just practicing French and catching up on the rugby and cricket. The only French word that I do know is bonjour. That was close to the outside edge for Abadot saying. Of course, you don't normally say it the way that I said it there. That was more of a bonjour, but I'm also saying very close to an outside edge off the bat, and then the keeper did drop that ball. So not quite taking it cleanly, and lots of Ashes options. Stay local, mate, as says Dan De Castro there. I guess that is true. We have got the next 4 days of New Zealand versus Bangladesh as well, and Lawn Monk Service bonjour as well. There's Katie Dixon. At the moment now, Young sitting there, 15 runs off 27 deliveries. He's ticking over quite nicely alongside Latham, but Ebadot Hussain, nice shot there, but it's fielded nicely by the big quick bowler. I believe he's about 6'3" as well, if not maybe a bit taller for Ebadot Hussain. But anyone who is new, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. We have got plenty more cricketing content for test matches coming up in the near future. So if you are new, be sure to hit that subscribe button, and also be sure to leave a like on this live stream. It does help us out. I am just checking his height for Ebadot Hussain. Hopefully, if I click on his name, yes, it will. Well, it looks like he is currently they don't say his height. Apparently, there it's going to be outside of the off stump, left alone. Once again, I would have thought that they'd have his height on Google. I guess someone hasn't really got the measuring tape out, tried to work out how tall that man is as of yet. But I'm sure if he keeps on bowling the way that he does, it's going to be interesting to see how quickly he does get himself either into the short format of the game. That normally is, can't say sentences today. That's normally a pretty popular one, is to get a guy who is bowling well in test match cricket. See how we go in the shorter formats. But yeah, the stage we have got there, as our India didn't win in Centurion, but win this time as well. It's going to be nicely played by Will Young, getting right behind the ball, and didn't lose in Johannesburg, but lose this time. And now India didn't win in Cape Town. So what will happen now? I mean, it's interesting. With it being 1-1, it does mean it's going to be very exciting. When does that test match start up? As well, Heartbeat, do let me know. And also, we've got there lots of Ashes today. And also, I don't know much French, as well as there's Betty Wagon there. Yeah, I think I know hello and yes, which is, of course, oui. Oui. Other than that, though, bonjour, oui, which is hello, yes. And that's about all I know. That's going to be whipped away to the leg side. I know probably more Portuguese/Spanish than I do of the, I guess, of the other side of it. Because I can say, hola, como você está? And then, bienvenido de nuevo al canal de Kiwi Lads. It's probably the other sentence that I do know. McMillan, he was looking for some food that was down below, or something that was down below as well that he was after. But nonetheless, at this stage, 34 for none after the 11 overs. I feel like this first session will be me waking myself up just a little bit more, as I did wake up probably about half an hour before the start of the test match as well. But we will have some water. We will be rearing to go as well. We have got there Pipi Lapu as well. Pipi Lapu. What does that mean, chucking down under? I'm worried with Pipi at the start of it. And now we have got there the 10 out of 10 out of 10 out of 10. Shariful now. He's going to be bowling this one. 5 overs in a row. He's been going at Shariful outside of the off-stump, left alone once again. 130.2 kilometers per hour for that delivery. It seems like he's getting some decent, and it means the skunk as well. He was such a predator as well. And also very good do something else if you can. Very good do something else if you can as well. And there's that Betty Wagon also we have got there the Bangladesh flags from ND. And at the moment, Bangladesh, they've got a huge amount of support behind them for this test match after winning the first one. And I also want to take a sip as well, or a ship as well. There's Andy Mike there. Yeah, I have got 2 glasses of water just for throughout this test match, just because if I do end up continuing to talk throughout them, my voice is probably going to disappear relatively soon. We have got there Hi Amish as well. Says Warriors fan, welcome in. The live stream, I hope you are doing well. At the moment, New Zealand, they've got a decent start. There's a couple risky opportunities. They almost had Latham out twice for LBW from Eberdot, but he is still out there. Nicely played by Will Young. Currently ticking over at about that 3 runs per over, which is looking decent for the Black Cats, and I'd say they need to try and get themselves at least that 250 by the end of the day, if not 300. Just keep on going along, because we know at Hagley Oval, as soon as you start getting yourself some runs, you can just keep on going and going and going. And also we've got their Bangladesh, not a good start. I mean, they had 2 close opportunities though, which is exactly what they are after. Did you get the Suntory versus Brave Lupus game high scoring? I did see that it did end up. Was it Damien McKenzie's team did end up getting the win, and it was about 60 points to 40 or something ridiculous along those lines. I mean, it's good to watch, though. That is for sure when you do end up with so many tries being scored throughout those matches as well. But Shariful, I believe this will be his last over. And then from there, I don't know whether or not they go back to someone else who was bowling pace, or they go with maybe the spin option in the near future for Bangladesh. Only 2.96. You know what? We will do what we normally do as well. Ladies and gentlemen, be sure to write in the comments who you think is going to be picking up the first wicket. And also we have got there, well, I didn't know you had 9.21k already as well. Says yeah, we are flying up at the moment. It's all down to your support on these live streams, ladies and gentlemen. So if you are new, be sure to hit that subscribe button, as it does help us out. And yeah, 60 to 46 as well. So yeah, hugely high scoring game there between the two sides. But do let me know, ladies and gentlemen, who will be taking the first wicket of the day for Bangladesh. Tuscan Ahmed, Shariful Islam, Eberdot Hussain. They've also got, who else have they got in their lineup? They've got Mahidi Hassan if they decide to go with a little bit of spin. And then also, I believe they've got Muminul Haq, who might also be able to bowl a little bit of spin in the later stages as well. I don't know whether or not we would be seeing spin this early on in the match, though. Shariful once again outside of the off stump. No, instead bowls into the bouncer there. Nicely bowled. And it is 127 Ks as well. Just trying to add a little bit of indecision in the mind of Will Young. Is it going full? Is it going short? I'm just going to have to duck under that, Will Young says. The thing is, it's a deceptive way that the wrist kind of flicks the ball here for Shariful. He can get plenty of pace all of a sudden from not a lot. The rugby network is going to start showing all the League One games this year as well. I can't believe I get to watch Damien McKenzie and so many others play for free as well, says Katie Dixon. So that is pretty awesome that they will be showing all of those matches rather than just the pick of the bunch, I guess you could say. Because I know that on Sky here, we don't actually get all of the games. We only get maybe like 2 or 3. That is going to be the end of the 12th over. That's already actually the hour down. So we have at the drinks break straight away. We have got their sign up for the Rugby Network. Y'all, it's worth it and totally free. Is it available in all countries? Katie, do let me know. And Katie, do you watch the MLS? As well, says TZ there. But we are on drinks break already. Gone by extremely quick. That is for sure. But at the moment, Scott Bolland here is going to be bowling in the England versus Australia game. We will keep you guys updated with that one as well while it is taking place. And we will watch the first half an hour if it's looking like England have got a chance of being able to bat long in the day. And also if the rain is staying away, we might consider transferring over to that one a little bit later on. And if a wicket comes so more of the wickets comes in a bunch in these overseas conditions as well, says Heartbeat, exactly right. New Zealand need to make sure that they don't end up losing their wicket early, because you're exposing Devon Conway still a relatively new ball. If they can get themselves maybe around 60 runs or something along those lines, I'd say that the ball starts to wear down a bit more and it will feel a lot nicer off the bat. That was relatively close to a wicket first ball there for Bolland when he was bowling to Hamid. And Rugby Network is available in all countries, but certain leagues are not as well. And there says Xavier Brown, and also we have got there, yes, it's free for everyone in all countries, pretty darn sure. As I'm watching from Wales of the UK as well, says Akram there. So welcome into the live stream, mate. Hope you are doing well. And yeah, I hope you are excited for another matchup between Bangladesh and New Zealand. They have both still got plenty of matches this year, and we will be covering as many as physically possible. So if you guys are new to this channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button. We have got there watching from Wales of the UK as well. Says Akram there, and like Japan League is not on the Rugby Network, is Australia since standard rights as well. Says Xavier Brown. So yeah, I guess you would have to go with a VPN to get around there. Yorker says TZ, and Australia 51% chance of winning. Says Kai, they have indeed got the momentum in this game. How much is it for a draw at the moment? I assume the draw is still relatively up there as well. And also we've got their hi from Muhammad. Welcome into the live stream once again, mate. And also we have got their League One is coming to the Rugby Network this year as well, says Katie Dixon. The New Zealand supporters, they are in attendance at Hagley Oval. It was very close. Latham given out earlier on in the day. He reviewed it, was missing the leg stump. Then from there, we did see that it was pretty much in the same over. About 4 balls later, it was close. It was just freshly announced as well. And then also we've got that 49, 49 and 2 as well, says Guy Broom there. But yeah, it was almost Eberdot who was able to pick up the wicket of Latham just a little tiny bit later as well. And well presentation, brother, good luck as well, says Akram there. Thank you very much, mate. Do appreciate you. And also we have got there from an ethical point of question, why nobody criticises New Zealand for making turf pitches when Bangladesh makes spin pitches. Everyone trolls them, and why every country takes home advantage as well, says Mahi. Yeah, I guess it's an interesting one because, like, having the home advantage, of course, if you did have it that your pitches were favourable to the other team, it just wouldn't really make sense. So I know what you're saying there. I don't know why Bangladesh and also India, I know, are always very much so criticised for the way that they prepare their pitches. But I mean, if it does mean that it is suited more to your bowlers, I feel like that is why it's called a home field advantage in here. It's not like rugby, how pretty much all the turf is the same and it's more of the crowd who do get behind you. Pitch will be different no matter where you are in the world. So you have to try and adapt to those circumstances, and that is why away wins are so impressive in cricket as well. And rugby, I don't enjoy that sport at all. Sorry, as well, says TZ there. And yeah, we do cover quite a bit of rugby on the channel as well, to be honest. But it is all right. We have also got still plenty of cricket that will be coming up as well. Eberdot once again charging in wide angle. Good shot down the ground. Beautiful shot from Latham, and that is going to be the 4 runs. Getting on the front foot, smacking it down the ground, and that is going to be moving them now up to 38 for none here for New Zealand. Very nice indeed. He just ends up, he gets that momentum going forward, the weight transfer to the front foot. Playing very deep in his crease at the moment for Latham, and they're criticised because they get beaten at home a lot, while New Zealand takes advantage as well. And it says TZ, and it's okay, mate. I still got cricket to enjoy. It's on, that's cool, man. And there as well says Katie Dixon. And now it is going to be nicely bowled. Eberdot comes from quite wide out, and also Boland maiden start as well, says Dan DeCastro. I do see that. He doesn't go for many runs, does he, Boland? Overall, he just keeps on putting it right where he needs to. But that's the thing. The last hour and a bit of the match between Australia and England, I believe if it is still going, we are going to be covering that on the channel as well, just because there is a good chance. Boland way behind the line at the moment, making sure there's no chance of the no ball. Ends up hitting the hands of Hamid as well, but Eberdot currently gone for 15 runs off 2.2 overs. Off the edge there of Latham, well fielded there by the gully. And that is going to be just the dot ball. How tall would you say? Eberdot is Hamish as well, says DT. I'm going to say, I think he's 6'3", 6'4", somewhere around there. Tuscan Ahmed looks like he's maybe, Eberdot next to him. Looks like he's a little bit taller. Maybe. Is he wearing the right kit? I swear I just saw Eberdot on the back of Tuscan Ahmed. He's got his, that makes sense. He's got his vest on. I was like, wait a minute. Eberdot is bowling, but Eberdot is the name on the back of Tuscan Ahmed's shirt. So what's going on there? That's a nice shot from Latham. Too much length on that ball, or too full, I should say. And it is racing away to the boundary. Latham now moves himself up onto 26 off 39, and New Zealand sitting 42 for none now, getting closer and closer to that half century. A very nice shot there. Tom Latham, he just ends up, he just plays it so well, that cover drive. Definitely when he does get the opportunity to drive when it's too full, he will try and hit that out of the middle of the bat 9 times out of 10. And because of it, it does mean that he does manage to get another 4 runs. So that's 2 boundaries so far in this over. 1 straight drive, 1 cover drive. And Ibadat Hussain, he's going to be under pressure, changing the angle now. He has decided that he wants to go round the wicket rather than over. Oh, no, sorry, over the wicket rather than round the wicket. To the left-hander, trying to swing it across. They've got 3 slips and also a gully here for Bangladesh. So that is the angle that he is going to be looking for. Nicely across Latham, but he is going to leave that one alone. Didn't want to drive that ball there, but you can see Ibadat Hussain, he's a competitor. He's a fighter. He wants to be able to get these wickets early on, and not impressed by this bowling today. As I says, DZ, I think it is just finding the new kind of, finding what works in these conditions, because at the end of the day, like 1 for 1 is what Bangladesh had New Zealand in the last one. They got Latham out extremely early, so I feel like there will be a lot of high hopes for Bangladesh to be able to do the same here, but Latham doesn't normally get low scores back to back to back type thing. It's going to be nicely played once again. He wants the single as well. He's running hard, and he does get through for the single to close out the over for New Zealand. 9 runs off it, and it is going to be 43 for none. We have got there. If you concede runs, you need to take wickets as well. And there says TZ. Yeah, we do know Hagley Oval. As long as the rain doesn't affect this game too much, it is going to be a good one, because we are going to get to see plenty of action going on throughout the next wee while. At the moment, England, they need 353 runs into the Ashes, for anyone who is wondering at the moment. Crawley sitting on 25, Hamid sitting on 9 at the crease. And then for this game, Latham on 27, 16 for Young. And they are both still out there. Latham has had a couple lifelines, I guess you could say, with how close it has been. But now it is looking like it is once again going to be Tuscan Ahmed will be getting the bowl. I would say, Tuscan Ahmed, he was a little bit expensive early on, but then he really changed his line. 4 overs so far, 12 runs of it, but I believe about 8 of those came from his very first over that he did bowl, or maybe even 6 of which. Latham just marking middle. Wanted to make sure he's got the feet in the right place, because that's the thing. Tuscan Ahmed, he's got that ability of being able to just go right outside of your off stump, make your play out when you don't need to, and cover drive. It's so good to watch the best opener, in my opinion. It's very underrated. In green conditions, averaging around 40 is excellent, as are exactly right. And also, Hagley Oval, it is his home ground. That was a good Yorker there. Tell him as well. They are appealing, and it is just going to be the single there for Latham. But that was a good Yorker. Of course, we saw that one for Tuscan Ahmed, how he did go upstairs for one yesterday. Or not yesterday, sorry. Have they gone upstairs here? I think they've gone upstairs. Have they gone upstairs here? I don't believe so. Came off the bat of Latham, so I hope they haven't gone upstairs. No, they haven't. I was going to say, you can't go upstairs without it has hit the bat. It was a very bat noise as well there. But Cummins, he ended up going for 5 runs of his first over into the Ashes as well. Leg side-ish, too far to leg, I believe there. It was going just down leg, but Tuscan Ahmed already getting this ball to swing nice and early, even though he's pitching it up a little bit more than we have seen from the likes of Ibadat and also Shoreful. It seems like he's still getting that ball to talk off the surface, which is exactly what you need on a green surface. You want to create that little bit of indecision in the batsman's mind. Oh, geez, that seemed off the surface. That one has gone about that far of the surface as well. And I think Kane Williamson will not be a part of South Africa tour of New Zealand because his injury is serious. What do you think as well? Yeah, I know that his elbow has taken longer to recover than he was hoping. And I'm not sure whether or not we'll even see him for the ODI at the end of the month up against who we got after. I think we got the Netherlands after that as well. And also, where's your mum? I miss her as well. She used to murmur in between and add a lot of entertainment as well. She's the same warrior. She's actually at bowls at the moment. Which is why I am solo for this one. But she might be here for one of the evening sessions or maybe the afternoon session, depending on what time she does end up coming home. But she will be here for a couple of the sessions of this test match. She starts work tomorrow again after the kind of Christmas holiday period. But hopefully I'll still be able to convince her to join me for at least one session per day as well. But that one to go through at 136k. So Tuscan Ahmed now starting to get some extra pace on those delivery. Boland also bowling a very similar line to that one. I swear that was almost identical balls across both games, and it was almost the exact same over as well. We're actually 13.4 here, 13.2 there. So very close between the two sides. I'm just going to check the Sydney forecast once again, see where they are sitting in terms of the rain factor. It says that it's going to be sunny right through to 1 p.m. local time. So that will be 3 p.m. So still 3 hours as well. Is it a green 2 wicket? Green top wicket, bro. It is very green, but I believe it doesn't look like it's going to be too grassy overall. I think it is just a very green top. So normally once you're about that half an hour or so, 30 minutes to an hour, then all of a sudden you're really in on the surface. Like we're seeing from Latham sitting on 28 off 42. He had a couple slightly shaky starts, I guess you could say, with a couple close LBWs. But after that, he has been able to go on and get himself towards really getting a decent foundation here for the Black Cats as well. But 44 for none here for New Zealand, the highest opening run partnership that they have had so far. Good drive there from Young. Out through cover once again on the up for that ball. They want the 2. Mamanul Huck. Bit of a misfield, and they do get back for the 2 runs once again there. But Tuscanami, that will close out his over. 14 overs down, and it is going to be 46 for none here for New Zealand. And currently sitting there 3 runs currently per over off Tuscanami. And I think Game Williamson will recover before IBL because he is captain of SRH, sorry, I should say, as well there. So, yeah, they will be hoping that he will be able to be back for that one as well. I imagine it is 150 wicket less. Then randomly, Aberdot takes 6 to 7 wickets as well. That's the thing. Last time in the second, or kind of the first test match, in fact, they just kept on taking wickets. Aberdot Hussain, he just kept on putting it in the right spot. It was wicket after wicket after wicket after wicket for that man. And he just kept on getting them. And then New Zealand lost about 8 wickets for 36 runs, and that was the game changer. Aberdot Hussain gone for 20 runs so far today. Nice drive there from Latham. Good bit of fielding. Oh, bit of a yes and a no call from Young and Latham. Of course, Young actually run out in the first innings of that game up against Bangladesh, where he was sitting on 54. Him and Conway having a bit of that yes-no going on, and in the end, Will Young got it. Will Young on his way, I should say. At the moment, anytime Bangladesh have gone too short, Latham has been punishing them, has been going after the ball. I'd like to see a short ball to him, slightly down on the leg side, and also we've got there, Young loves a good run out as well, says TZ there. I say any change in New Zealand playing 11 for this match. If this wicket has has grass, then New Zealand will win easily. If it's a flat top, then New Zealand will have to fight. So pretty much at this stage, they have just made the one change. That is going to be Rachin Ravindra out of the lineup, and replacing him, it is Tom Blundell that they have decided to go with. But yeah, other than that, not really too many changes for New Zealand, and only Bangladesh making the 2 changes. I believe that it is Joy and also Mushfika, who is out of their side as well. I want to see a slower ball as well, says DZ there. Aberdot is saying, oh, that's an edge. It's gone over the slip cordon, though, from Latham. The luck continues for that man. The shorter ball, the edge, and it did fly to the boundary there for Tom Latham. And once again, he has got the luck on his side. Now, that's the thing, Bangladesh, they had the luck last test match. Has New Zealand got it here? And Christchurch, that one, he ended up trying to cut away. Anytime they give him something slightly short outside off stump, he has taken it on there for Latham. How far over the top does it go? Oh, he was too set in the way that he was standing. He wasn't able to get the hands up in time. It does go straight over the top. And also when I feel depressed, I need a good laugh. I watch Al Hulk runouts as well in there. There's Dan DeCasser, and there are plenty of montages of that man, of course. And Latham at the moment sitting on 32 runs of 45 deliveries, 50 for none here. That's what the Black Cats are sitting on. One was a good Yorker bowled once again. Nicely done once again. I'm wondering, the moment it seems like both of these test matches are going to be, I guess, relatively chess matches, I guess you could say. So I'm still trying to decide which way to go for it as well, because I'm watching the Ashes out of the side of my screen. It looks like there is a lot of cloud in the background, so there could be some rain on the cards there for them in the later stages of the day, perhaps, which is why we are going to be probably covering more of this game. Nice straight drive there from Latham. Doesn't quite get all pretty quick 50 as well. Exactly right. Being able to bring up the 50 in only 15 overs. So also the run rate of 3.37 here for the Black Caps so far. Currently, it does seem like Latham, he's got more confidence in this game compared to what he had in the last one. He kept on going out extremely early, and it was really hitting him hard in that regard. Tom Blundell, that unlucky person, every time gets out better than Conway. Do keeping and add Daryl Mitchell to New Zealand squad. Also, he bowls medium fast as well, says Insane Warrior. That's going to be a nice shot from Latham straight to the man at point, and that is going to close out the 15th over there. And also we have got there who will be a part of South Africa series in place of Taylor, Daryl Mitchell or Chapman as well. It's a good question. I'd like to think that's the thing. If they lose Ross Taylor and they lose Williamson, it's going to be tough. Overcast and Sydney, but blowing through as well, says Victor there for the weather-wise. So, yeah, hopefully that rain does stay away. Did it rain last night, Victor? Do let me know, because I know that it was getting extremely dark near the end of that day, and it just ended up. How is the session already gone for an hour and 17 minutes? I have no idea where that has gone, that hour and 17. It feels like we've literally been going for 17 minutes. Apparently not. Apparently it has been quite a while. Anyone who is new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. A bit sketchy, but expect to need some luck too. OM pressing so far, advantage New Zealand as well, says Dan De Castro. Pissed out. It did look very dark on there, and it looked like it was going to start raining pretty much straight after the day of play was over. So it was that dark that they had to just make sure that it was going to be light enough to be able to continue going for that one as well. But at this moment in time, New Zealand, they were able to bring up the 50. Is it supposed to be wet today as well, Victor, at any stage? Like later on in the day, I do see that it was maybe 3 p.m. or so that the rain might be coming around the corner for this matchup. But at the moment, 50 for none here for New Zealand. Young sitting on 18, Latham sitting on 32. No extras so far in this match, which is relatively interesting. But the 50-run partnership between these two openers of Latham and Young is helping New Zealand get a nice foundation set up at Hagley Oval. Leaves that one alone, Young. Outside of the off stump, where it was a slightly shorter delivery. I actually want to see a short ball to Latham, and I do want to see the matchup that is going to be a little bit straighter towards the helmet rather than outside of the off stump. We know he's going to take it on for the cut shot. If it's available outside of the off stump, give him one a little bit closer. And there's watch live New Zealand versus Bangladesh. As well, it's fun for the whole family. And yeah, at this stage, depending on what country you're in, depends on where you guys will be able to watch this game. I know that the highlights will be on the Black Caps YouTube channel after the day. So be sure to check those ones out as well. Once again, left. Geez, that carried through from Tuscan Ahmed. I think he put a little bit of something extra on that one. It's not going to tell us how quick that one was, but I think it was around that 140 mark. And I hope Latham never gets out in any match till Williamson comes in as well, says Insane Warrior. And yeah, I think Latham, if he can get his confidence up, it will be pretty nice. And whether apps here are sketchy as, I don't look at them as well, says Victor. Yeah, because that's the thing. Normally, like in New Zealand, if you look at the weather app, it says it's raining. More than likely, it's going to rain type thing. Whereas I've seen so far, when it says it's going to rain in Sydney, it just doesn't. Like we had the best day of play yesterday. That was the day out of all of them that they said was 100% likely to rain for a majority of the day. And India is the most successful test team this decade. What do you think as well? And this says Heartbeat. They're certainly right up there, India, and they are. That's the thing, 1-1 at the moment with South Africa. They'll be wanting to go on and get themselves that series win for that matchup as well. But anyone who is new, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Also, be sure to check out that pin comment. It is for the Kiwi Lad Sport. We are on the road to 1,000 subscribers over on that channel. So if you do want to help us out, please do, as it is hugely appreciated as well. But currently, it is Latham and Young who are at the crease together. Tuscan Ahmed sitting there 0 wickets, 15 runs of them as well here. That is a better line and length. He's decided against the short stuff just for now. And at currently 3.16 is the run rate for the Black Caps. They are ticking over quite nicely. Latham had a couple of lives early on, I guess you could say, with the 2 LBWs. He was given out for both, reviewed both of them missing the stumps. And both sides actually do have 3 reviews here because of the local umpires. That does mean that they've got that extra one that they can try and use up, see whether or not they can get themselves in a kind of maybe match-saving position with one of those reviews. It's outside the off stump, left alone once again. And that is going to be the end of the 16th over, and it is 50 for none. Heartbeat, I can't really argue that as well. And there says Fleshin. Yeah, they are just dominant, India as well. I don't think we get to see India versus New Zealand in a series this year, do we? But we do get to see India taking on South Africa. And also we have got there, just subscribe you, bro. As I noticed, I haven't as us as the same Warriors. So thank you very much, mate. Hugely appreciate it. And yeah, we have got plenty more cricketing content coming in the near future as well. At the moment, Hagley Oval, it's looking very nice indeed. And currently very defensive play from Hamid. They need 352 more runs to win here for England. They do want a chance. Crawley sitting there on 26. Hamid sitting there on 9 runs as well. So at the moment, I mean, this is a question, ladies and gentlemen. Will Crawley or will Latham score more runs? Crawley sitting on 26, Latham sitting there on 32. And also, I'm watching the Saints game. I just got the Alex Waller, a banana peel slip as well, poor guy. And there, as I says, Katie Dixon's going to be nice wide angle going through the slip quarter once again. Latham's luck continues, and that is going to be another 4 runs. He moves up to 36 runs now. And Abadiah is saying he's got a big smile on his face. He can't believe how close it has been so many times in a row of being able to get Latham out. It ends up just gliding away nicely off the seam. And Latham, he's hit that gap about 4 times so far in this test match. Ends up not quite carrying straight through that gap between third slip and gully as well. Ibadot Hussain, I should say. Just can't quite believe the way that it is going at the moment for Latham. But sit nicely there. Latham drives. Well fielded there by the captain, by Mamadou Huck. At the moment, Latham, he's looking pretty confident. Yeah, 36 runs off 50 deliveries. That's the thing. He's brought up a lot of runs in a hurry. He's had a few lifelines. In fact, he's almost a cat at this stage, almost having the 9 lives this early on. And also, are you a Saints fan as well? And this is Fleshton and also Abadot Wicketless in this test match as well. Since the same watch, insane warrior, and also fortune favours the brave. And yeah, this stage, Latham, he's going to have to dig deep like he is the captain of the Black Cats. He's pulled shot there, so they did give him a short one straighter. Just didn't quite get it short enough. And now Latham, he has been able to hit that one away to the boundary, and he's got himself almost up to the 40. No, it pulls up. Brilliantly fielded in the deep from Bangladesh. An all-run 4 between the two of them. And why is Ibadot Hussain is bowling horrible today? Did the Kiwis research more about him as well, says Mahi? I wouldn't so much as say he's bowling badly. He's been expensive so far, but quite a few of those runs, I would say, if I'm not wrong, I could be wrong here though, I believe 12 of the runs have come off the edge of Latham, which means that, I mean, it's pretty unlucky for him in that regard that he hasn't been able to pick up the wicket. And also, I mean, he almost had Latham out twice. As I say, he's not bowling badly as well, says Dan De Castro. But yeah, I'd say he's actually been probably one of the better bowlers for them so far. He has just been so expensive due to all the edges. As he's mixing up the length nicely. Line and length has been key for him at that point in time. So I'm a Quins fan, but I enjoy watching the Saints and the Sale Sharks very much. As I'm there unlucky, says Dan De Castro. But at the moment, 2 balls left of the 17th over. Latham sitting on 40 runs off 52 deliveries. Young sitting on 18 off 48 deliveries now. Hagley Oval. I love looking at that ground. I'm going to send my mum to that ground for South Africa versus New Zealand, I think. Try and send her there for all 5 days. See how that goes. Outside of there, I'll start just watch through to the keeper there from Latham. I enjoy watching all rugby as well, says Katie Dixon. I do as well. And the top league has been very entertaining with the high-scoring games that we do get to see. I compare it to Super Rugby in terms of it's got a lot of the Super Rugby players and also just that very fast-paced kind of style. Also, we have got their Bangladesh bowl. Well, have a luck with New Zealand openers as well, says Heartbeat. Yeah, exactly right. At the moment, I would say, there's the thing, Latham, the way that he's going, I don't think that luck's going to run out before he gets to 50. But I was saying now, no run call from Latham straight away, and he's got a very good record in Christchurch as well. Of course, his home ground for his side, New Zealand, will bat 2.5 days and score 500 as well. And then says Insane Warrior, although I don't know whether or not they've got the time to be able to do so if we do end up kind of in that situation of the game not really running for the full 5 days. If there is rain on the cards for Christchurch, and normally if there's rain on the cards for Christchurch, it rains and it rains and it rains. So whether or not we do get to see, I know the last 2 days, there's actually, are they cricket pitches in the background? In the middle of the field, I can't quite tell. It looks like cricket pitches all out there. That will be like a big oval, I believe, for either junior cricket or senior cricket or something along those lines. But Hagley Oval, it's very nice indeed. Relatively close to the airport, I believe, Hagley Oval. If I'm not wrong, I feel like Christchurch, it's a lot smaller than some of the other places that we have seen in terms of like looking around the SCG in Sydney and whatnot. Hamish Will Young is playing maidens on one side and Latham scoring 2 boundaries and 1 over. And at the other side as well, so Young and need to be aggressive also as well. And there, so it says coding. Although that's the thing, if Latham is scoring so many runs, I feel like Will Young doesn't need to rush it. And also we have got that dropped as well, says Brett there. Although I haven't quite seen that one just yet, if that is the case. And also we have got there about Will Young, but I feel like he will just slowly ease his way into it. He won't go too crazy early on and just try and slowly just work his way up in the runs as well. He's sitting on 18 off 49 as well. And now he is going to be charging in. Will Young on strike, sitting on 49 deliveries faced. Everdot is going to be bouncing nicely through the gap there. And that is going to be nicely done. Or was it dropped in the game between? Was it Alex Carey who put down the catch, Brett? Do let me know. Or Brent, sorry. I keep on calling you Brett, don't I? To do apologize in advance. I'm just going to be looking at the replay of this one of Alex Carey. Does it end up carrying? Oh, yes, it does. And that one was dropped. Okay, that makes more sense as well. Alex Carey puts it down. We always got there. Oh, you were happy with your result today then as well. And close game and sale got done. Well done by Bez. And also Will Young is nice opener, confident and lucky as well, says the same warrior. And also we have got there. Are you also live in Christchurch, right? Or live in Christchurch, right in Hagley Oval? How far is away from your home? So I don't actually live in Christchurch. I was born in Christchurch though. So it is about 3 hours up the road for us to be able to go to Hagley Oval. And also I haven't watched that game yet. As it's all good, brother. We get all archived on Peacocks anyway, and it's hard to avoid spoilers online, as says Katie Dixon. It is indeed, like for rugby, I feel like as soon as I load up my phone, I see like 10 of the results. Like I know the scores for pretty much every game of the top 14, every game of the Gallagher Premiership, the URC, know who won those ones as well. Moment Young, he's sitting there on 19 runs off 50 deliveries. Latham on 41, getting closer and closer to his half century now. Pitched up delivery, it bounces through to Gully. At the moment, New Zealand, how do Bangladesh get them out here? I think that is going to be the massive question on the minds of all of the Bangladesh supporters, and carried as well. Carey put it down and snicker as well, says Dan DeCastro. So yeah, they need to be taking that Australia if they do want to win this matchup. It just seems like they are going to be a little bit of trouble with that. Geez, that's some good bounce from Boland as well. And also we've got there Katie Dixon, damn, I'm so sorry as well. And there's his flesh in there. And at the moment, I see what he has done in that regard for Flesh. That's all right. Now, I feel like that's the thing. If it wasn't you, Flesh, someone would have come in and been like, hey, did you see such and such? We're able to win in that regard. Because seeing as we are like mainly rugby based for our channel, we do see that, I'm afraid to open up my Ultimate Rugby app because it's just going to explode like a spring snake in a trick can of Pringles as well. So don't worry about a one bit, brother, as says Katie Dixon. But Young and also Latham, no extra runs coming for New Zealand here. No wides, no leg buys, no buys even. In that regards, they're doing very nicely so far. Bangladesh trying to keep it tight. And now it is going to be Young on strike still. Tuscan Army have one more ball left of his 7-over spell. He has just been steaming into the crease. Almost chipped it onto his stumps there. And that is going to be going straight to Ebadot Hussain, but that is the end of the over. Almost another half chance for Bangladesh, and also great mental image, Katie, as well. And then there, as I says, Tan De Castro. There's the end of the over. 61 for none here. Oh, my scoreboard's a little bit slow, isn't it? There we go. It's updated now. 61. It's been sitting there for a little while, hasn't it? Hasn't quite been updated itself. But anyone who is new to the channel, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel as well. We have got plenty more content coming later on today for the Black Caps versus Bangladesh. Last time they batted defensive and hence went into groove as well. This is why they are doing, this is what they are doing in this one, being positive and putting pressure back on Bangladesh, trying to dislodge their line and length as well. And it is certainly working at the moment. Everdot isn't looking that good today as well. And there's SDZ. He's been expensive, but he's been able to find quite a few edges. Again, just a little bit too straight with that one. And also, he almost had Latham out twice. As though we need to remember, if Latham didn't review those ones, Latham would have been gone from the crease and Eberdot would have had his first wicket. As also, I feel like it's still very early on and he has still got a good chance of being able to pick up some a little bit later on. It's my fault for not watching them faster and lagging behind as well. And there, Dan DeCastro, high five. I can't believe Hamid already dropped as well, says Jay Woods. And yeah, Australia normally very clinical with the way that they do play the game. Don't normally put down too many catches. That's scary. It just didn't quite stick for him. Nice forward defensive there as well. And also still it's a bit, my team's game was called off, so I forget as well. And there says Fletch and all. Team's game was called off. I know that we had one game called off this weekend, didn't we? Your URC team, of course. Was it URC? Fletch, do let me know. Oh, who am I thinking of? It's not Glasgow. Glasgow still. Or did Glasgow play, or did Glasgow's game get cancelled? Fletch. I'm trying to think of the team, but I can't quite think of them, unfortunately. That's going to be close to LBW. The umpire says not out. They might go upstairs for this one. But Hussein. Okay, this time he has said that it is going to be bouncing over the stumps as well. And also Hamid, pretty young, 24, doesn't have much experience to play Ashes as well, says DZ. So hopefully as he gets a little bit more time at the crease, he does develop his game, because we've seen so much improvement from him throughout the Ashes already. That one did hit the pad, but it would have been going over the stumps there. In Christchurch, we do know that you got to pitch it up pretty much almost a half volley length to be able to clean up the stumps. Young on strike still. Nice drives. Oh, straight back at Aberdot, who has been able to field it nicely. That's going to be 4 runs there for Crawley, who now moves up onto 32 in the Ashes game as well. And Hamid played well in India as well, says the same Warrior. And yeah, he loves playing spin, but he's never been able to get through the opening combo of Cummins and Stark to be able to play the spin normally, Hamid. So if he does end up getting a chance at Nathan Lyon, I feel like that will be where we start to see Hamid really shine on the kind of Ashes Day 5. At the moment, 61 for Nania. New Zealand, they need to keep this going. Bangladesh, they need to break this partnership and get themselves a wicket very soon. Once again, left alone outside of the off stump by a young 136 Ks from Eberdot. He is still steaming in to the crease. Tuscan Ahmed, he's bowled a 7-over spell so far, going at an economy of 2.5. He's been very good. Shoreful Islam also going at only 1.83, whereas Eberdot Hussain, he has been going at 5.5 for his economy rate, although he has been drawing the most out of the batsmen in terms of the edges that they have had for themselves as well. This stage, Latham is just checking out the edge of the bat, going, Jesus, hit this spot quite a bit so far throughout the early stages at Hagley. Once again, outside of the off stump, well bowled by Aberdot. That will close out the over as well. 19 overs, down 61 for none, and it is a maiden for Aberdot Hussain. At the moment, he got 6 wickets in his last matchup. He was absolutely phenomenal into that game as well, the way that he bowled. And I'm back as well, says Batty Wagon. Welcome back, mate. Hope you are doing well once again. At the moment, we got 2 games of cricket going. I'm kind of doing a bit of the doing, going between the two at the moment. I've got New Zealand, Bangladesh here. I've got Australia versus England over there, and I am just kind of moving my eyeballs between the two of them. Welcome as well, says the same Warrior. At the moment, Hagley Oval. It's looking like, it doesn't look like the sun's completely out, so it's a bit overcast at the moment. I don't believe any rain is going to be expected until about day 4 and 5. Got someone dressed as Hulk Hogan on the ground as well. And then the mother, I think the child of Hulk Hogan, was just a bit confused in that regard. And Latham is doing better as well, says Betty Wagon. Yeah, he has had a couple edges so far, but he's moved up to 41 now. And he is going to be trying to rebuild from here. 3.21 at the moment run rate for New Zealand. Once again, Eberdot bowling, great cover drive there from Latham, and that will move in closer and closer to the half century now. Brilliant shot off the front foot for the cover drive we have got there. Welcome back. As well, says Katie Dixon to Paddy Wagon. Latham there, 45 off 56 deliveries. He's moving himself up to. He's really going along very nicely on this green top surface. He loves playing on green pitches, definitely at Hagley, which is his normal home ground as well. At the moment, Bangladesh, their line and length, it's just been a little bit, I guess you could say, shaky, but that is because New Zealand are going after them in this game rather than sitting back like they were in the last game. They've decided, right, it's time to propel ourselves forward. Cummins has gone for 8 runs so far off his over here. Crawley seems like he still wants to win this game for possibly England. We might have to have a look at that one a bit later on in the day as well. Well, bowl once again, Latham. Once again, Tuscan Ahmed asking for the LBW. Not quite getting it though, but 8 overs in a row from a quick bowler is very impressive. So that man is just going to keep on charging in. Another yawn. Geez, we'll need a yawn counter at the moment. I feel like this yellow light is actually even worse than the white light in terms of the yawning. I feel like it's because it's a warm light or warm color. How do I sit that where it was without it falling over? No, it's going down. One moment. Stay. Yep, it's good. Tuscan Ahmed once again outside of the off stump. A little bit of a way swing there. Late bounce off the seam as well, or late movement off the seam. Currently 3.3 runs they are getting for their run rate here. The Black Cats, they're just ticking over nicely at Hagley Oval. We will be going right through to, I believe, 6:30 p.m. tonight is the latest that they will be able to play here at the ground. So as long as there's not too much rain affecting it on the later days, we should still get to see over 300 overs of cricket here between these two guys, or these two giants at the moment. The way that we are seeing it in yawning is us is the same warrior, and there are rain chances in Hagley Oval full day 4 as well. Says heartbeat exactly right, and also day 5 I think is supposed to have showers around as well, which is why I feel New Zealand are propelling their innings forward as quickly as they are here. They want to make sure that they can keep themselves alive for that kind of later stage as well. But Seba Mead, he's doing very nicely for himself and at the Ashes at this current point in time. Doesn't look like he is going anywhere as of yet. At the Bolland, or at the moment, Bolland is bowling, I should say, as well. That's off the edge, and that time he is now gone. I jinxed a Mead there, and he is now out, and that is the first wicket down for England. And at the Ashes, 9 to go for the Australians to be able to get that win at the ECG Test match as well. Or short ball, that's the one that I did want to see a little bit earlier on. Okay. Chris Gaffney has just given a warning to Tuscaname with where he is running through after bowling as well. So we have to make sure that he stays out of the danger zone, I guess you could say there. I just called as the one short as well there for Tuscaname, but he put a lot of effort into that short ball. At the moment, the run rate's still going at 3.28, but yeah, it is the first wicket down at the moment for England, and it was Hasiba Mead to end up losing his wicket. So I did say that he was going to get a chance up against spin. Not today, unfortunately, for that man, Tuscaname. Now, well played by Latham, right on the ball. And also, we've got there this View Bangladeshi fan in there. The poll is close, 9.2k subs. Nice. As I says, Victor, yeah, that's hugely appreciated, all you guys being here for these live streams. If you are new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. We have got the England has lost it as well. They have gone crazy as well. I don't know about them. This is insane warrior there. Yeah, the moment, if they lose another wicket before the 22 minutes that is left, I feel like that game is pretty much all but over. In that regard, it's going to be extremely hard to survive for as long as they need to. But yeah, the danger zone. Oh, yeah, that's right in the danger zone as well with the way that he was following through. The umpire not too happy with him as well. Definitely not in the first day of a test match. You don't want your bowlers going through that danger zone, which is pretty much, I guess I should explain what the danger zone is. So pretty much where the stumps are, it's pretty much a couple stumps over on both sides that you're not allowed to stand just because it can affect the bounce later on in a test match. You've got to try and avoid that area as a bowler, or else you can get yourself a verbal warning. I believe if you get 2 or 3 warnings, then you can actually be told that you're not allowed to bowl anymore in the match as well, which is the last thing that they want when they've only got 3 quicks here for Bangladesh. But Sharaful now charging in again. He's only gone for the 11 runs of his first 6 overs, whipped off the pads for Will Young, and he is going to be getting a single as well. Do you know how to watch Japanese League? Japan League 1 Stan only show 2 games a week. I want to watch all the games as well, says Xavier Brown. Or all the games. I know that Sky actually only show us 3 if I'm not wrong. What else have we got? I assume someone on YouTube will be uploading the full matches. Normally it is a Japanese name, but if you search on the side, sometimes you can find one that does have it as well. And being Irish, I don't know cricket, but your voice is relaxing and helping me sleep. Cheers as well. Says a Porter, no worries, mate. I get that quite a bit. People say that they either watch the live stream to try and go to sleep, or they do watch the live stream to try and stay awake. So I feel like it's a 50-50 situation. But thank you very much for tuning in, mate. Nice shot there from Latham out through cover, and he will move himself up now onto 39. Back foot cover drive punch there out through the offside for Tom Latham. It's been pretty quick for him working his way up to 49 of 62 deliveries. Just keeps on going and going and going. And also we have got there Porter, I agree, as well in there. Says insane warrior, but nicely played by Latham, just standing up tall, able to play that one out to the point region. Just times it to perfection there for Latham as well. No risk in that shot. The moment now, Latham, he's sitting on 49 of 62, about to bring up yet again another 50 at Hagley Oval. Nicely played. Once again, gets right behind the ball. Sharaful won't be too happy with the way that this is going at the moment. They are actually showing there for Hasiba Mead. He was a little bit unlucky with the fact that he did end up edging that one. In regards to the fact he didn't really stretch out too far in front of him for the Ashes matchup. But at the moment, 36% of balls so far from the Bangladesh seamers have actually been that full length, 45% on the good length. And I feel like that is where you do want a majority of your balls to be, as right up there in between that full And good length. That's a better one. There was a little noise there. It's a little noise there. Shofar was asking the question. Someone still got their hands up in the slip cordon. That was close to the outside edge of Latham. Oh, very close to the outside edge. That could have been gone on 49 there for Latham, the captain, and that would not be what he wants. He wants a skipper performance. And like they're saying, about 5 meters is where you want to aim at for on this pitch. So probably just a little bit fuller from Bangladesh, but not too full that you do end up with the half volley. It is a tough length to find, but as soon as you do find it, can get yourself some good runs. 50 for Latham now. Well played by that man, bringing up 50 runs off 65 deliveries. Pretty quick half centuries. Keep the crowd entertained throughout the first 20.5 overs of this matchup, and that is going to be the 50 runs for Latham at Hagley as well as home ground. Gets a handshake from Will Young. But he will know his job is not done here for Latham. They're currently going at 3.41 runs per over. They've come here with a vengeance here, New Zealand. They want to be able to get themselves a big win, and Latham is trying to work his way towards that as well. Just plays with the soft hands. Does end up getting a 50 pretty casually as well. We do see not a lot of emotion from Latham at this point in time. If he gets the 100, though, I'm sure he will be very happy with that one. Moment. I believe that is his dad, if I'm not wrong. I can't remember his name. I want to say Rod Latham, but I could be wrong there. He left alone outside of the off stump, and it is going to be 71 for none after 21 overs. I'm actually going to look up Tom Latham. What's his father's name? Parents Rod Latham. Nailed it. They managed to get that one, and also we have got there. They are going to be best time of New Zealand team before World Cup, and after that worst time I think as well. Says Heartbeat there, and also I never expected it to be 70 not out at 20 overs. I expect 20 with 3 wickets as well. Says TZ there, but I mean, at the moment 3% chance of Bangladesh winning. We know that was what they were sitting at for the last match though, and they were able to go on and get the win. Oh, that's going to be nicely done by Crawley. He actually moves up onto 40 runs off 60 deliveries now. And it looks like Australia, they are still under a little bit of pressure here with the way that Crawley is batting. He's probably securing himself a spot in that opening partnership, the way he's going and playing well for a first. As us says Jane in there, yeah, and I think it's because of the fact they've got really nothing to lose here. Like, they're already 3-0 down. You might as well go out there, just put on a show. And that's what Crawley's trying to do. He's playing for a spot on the side for a chance of being able to play in the 5th Test match. And I would say the way that he's going, he's probably going to be able to get it as well. And Boland just messing up in the field just a little bit there. And also we've got their TZ 7 crazy as well. And then there as well. And also we've got their nice one. Lucky Latham Youngs are doing a good job helping him as well, says Victor. It's off the edge, almost in the air for Latham. Once again, a little bit of a lifeline. Tuscan Ahmed almost picking up the wicket of Latham, but once again there, it is going to be racing through the slip cordon for 4. So much luck for Latham so far. He's surely used up about 5 lives of his 9 here. Latham just about carries. It's just wide of the gully region. They had a second gully that was going straight to him. Tuscan Ahmed, he is frustrated. He is bowling into his 9th over now. Man's got a tank on him, that is for sure. He just keeps on going and going and going. Wants to pick up the wicket. He's been close, extremely close, but just missing out once again. Currently, there are only 15 minutes left of this session, ladies and gentlemen, and then we are popping over for a little bit of a break and play, and then we will be back for the next session, which will be starting up at 1:40 p.m. New Zealand time. Tuscan Ahmed, that's pitched up. That's at the pad first there. He's gone upstairs. He's asking for it. Might have been hit outside of the line. Oh, sorry, it might have actually been pitching outside leg, I should say. Mamanul Haq, he's talking to the bowler here for Tuscan. Do they try and review this one? They've got 3. Is he making the tee? He's not doing it yet. He does do it. And he is going to go upstairs. Right, what do we get to see here for this one? He did it away from the camera. But they are going upstairs now. Could be pitching outside of leg. And if it's not pitching outside leg, could be worth a shout here in competition between Crawley and Latham, who will score more as well, says Insane Warrior. Yeah, at the moment, I mean, that's another 4 runs for Crawley. He moves up to 44 there. Okay, that has pitched in line, but it might be just drifting a little bit too far to the side. Needed to swing back in a bit more for Tuscan Ahmed. But Crawley at the moment, he's playing extremely well in this matchup as well. I did actually say that he was probably a decent bet if you did want to say that he was going to be able to get the 100. He was paying $14 at the time. He'll be paying a lot less than that at the moment, the way that he's playing here. At the moment, Oh, okay. They're saying that he might have missed the time here. So this is going to be continuing. I'm not sure what's just happened there. Mominowak did the signal. And then they haven't, like they're saying, it might have missed off stump. They haven't actually checked the ball tracking for that one, though. They went upstairs and they didn't check everything for them, which seems pretty rough in that regard. And also didn't know it was Rod Latham's son, Beige Brigade. As on there says Victor, and also over there, New Zealand want to play ODI. So it says TZ, and at the moment they are speeding up big time in competition between Crawley and Latham, who will score more. I think it will be Latham just because he absolutely loves the surface. A little bit leg side-ish, and Latham taking the single, trying to get the run out. They are getting through, though, for the one, and now Young will have the strike back for the last two balls. At the moment, Milan looking solid at the crease as well for the early stages. I'd like to see that one again in terms of that ball tracking, just to make sure that it was missing the stumps so that we didn't actually miss out on anything here. Was it an edge, actually? He got the inside edge. Or bad and bad. So I think that is why they ended up cancelling it out. Bangladesh doing funny things. They taken worst review on last pitch, and now the captain just missed the time to take review. Although I think that he did actually signal it with about 4 seconds left. And they went upstairs slightly, and then they stopped. And what's happening in the Ashes at the moment? England 54 for 1. He's appealing there, but it's smacked right into the box of Will Young. But yeah, they did get Hasib Hamid out just a little bit earlier on in the day for 9. And Crawley, he's sitting on 44 off 64 deliveries, looking very strong for himself. New Zealand's worst test champion team. So if Bangladeshi fans, I think they will win again. So I think they are full like crazy as well. This is heartbeat. Although I guess it's one of those ones, it's a fairy tale the way that they were able to beat them in the first one, which is why people want to see them be able to at least draw this match. And then we go on to see a fun old series if it's a draw, Bangladesh win the series up against New Zealand on New Zealand soil as well, which would be absolutely awesome for them in that regard. Well pitched up and nice for defensive shot once again. That is the end of another over now. And that is going to be 76 for none after 22 overs. So we're a little bit behind with the over rate here by the looks of it. I would say that is because of a couple reviews and also, just ticking over at a relatively slow rate, I guess you could say, for this one. But this first session has absolutely flown by, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know where it's gone. Liquid. Got to stay hydrated on a day like today, ladies and gentlemen. If you haven't got one for yourself, be sure to get a glass of water and get something to drink, something to eat as well. We have got the lunch break coming up very soon as well. At the moment, Milani has been able to get off the mark in the Ashes. The reviews at the moment, they are sitting 3-3 here for England versus Australia. Liquid as well, says Katie Dixon. Indeed it is. Do want plenty of liquid. And then our future bro is your name Hamish as well. Do you know Hamish Marshall and James Marshall? I do know of them. They are, of course, ex-cricketers, but I am not related to them or anything along those lines. But yeah, the same Hamish. Is that, and also Hamish Bennett, I think, is the only other New Zealand cricketer I can think of with the name Hamish off the top of my head. At the moment, Latham here, sitting 55 runs off 69 deliveries for himself. Sure to fall now once again. 11 minutes till we get to the lunchtime break. Side of the off stump, Latham decides to leave it alone. Says, I will not be having any of that. Thank you very much. But Latham, like they're saying, he's playing at a lot quicker of a strike rate than he would normally go. He's sitting on 55 off 70 already. David Milan, they are just showing the way that he was dismissed in the first innings. And in that regard as well, but Latham currently sitting 55 off 70 deliveries here. Currently 108 minutes at the crease as well. Sharfall pitches that one up. It's a good drive from Latham, and that is going to be racing away for the 4 runs once again. Anytime you give him the ball pitched up, he will be smacking it away from the boundary, or to the boundary, I should say, as well. And what was a very, very nice shot. What I am going to quickly do, I believe, if I'm not wrong, we are going to be setting up another live stream for that regard. I think we are going to be going over to the Ashes while also keeping you guys updated on New Zealand versus Bangladesh. At the moment, the Ashes does look like it is heating up just a little bit in terms of who will be able to get themselves towards the win. So what we might do for that regard is going to be to switch over to that one and also just keep you guys updated on New Zealand as well. It's going to be nicely bowled there. Was it an edge? Was it an edge? Sure, for asking for it. The umpire says no. Do they go upstairs? They're saying no one else really went up for it there. And it seems like that is just going to be the dot ball we have got there. I think Bangladesh have been unlucky. Exactly right. They've had so many close ones for them in this matchup so far, but just not quite able to get that wicket that they do need in that regard. If they can get one wicket here, they can try and break their way through the New Zealand side. But for now, it doesn't seem like it is quite going to be happening for the Bangladesh side. And yeah, that bowler, I remembered in India series 2020 as well. And there, but now it is going to be Sharful once again charging in. It's going to be bouncing nicely. Stiff bounce there for himself. So what we are going to do is we are going to go here. We are going to go here as well. And then we are going to switch over with this one. As I also look at Zach Crawley, have been impressive so far for lack of Test cricket. Exactly right. He's been going very nicely for himself, Zach Crawley. They are just checking there the outside edge. Oh, was there a little tiny edge there? And this innings show his fighting character as well. Exactly right. And it's probably securing him a spot in the near future as well in the Ashes for the next match at Hobart. It's going to be nicely played once again. We're whipping it off the leg side, and that is just going to be the 2 runs for New Zealand. So, yeah, we are going to be covering the Ashes, and then we are going to be also keeping you guys updated with what is happening in the cricket here as well. And that is more for the factor of, I feel like the Ashes, the next kind of few hours of that match is probably going to be the deciding factor for them as well. So we are going to be covering that one alongside this one of the Bangladesh versus New Zealand. It's almost all set up, ladies and gentlemen, and we will be all good to go in that regard as well. Sharifah, once again, all that bounced off the surface. It's starting to get a little bit more spring off the surface in this one by the looks of it, but we will go here. We'll go here, and we will go here. It's nice to see one of the youngsters stand up in a team that isn't looking that promising for the future as well. Exactly right. They do need to make sure that, Zach Crawley, if he can stick around alongside Dava Milan here, as our Ashes maybe over today as well, see Shane Hayes, exactly right. And then we have still got quite a few more days left of the New Zealand versus Bangladesh that is going to be coming up as well. What I am quickly doing is I am setting up that one there. We will go like that. 100-run partnership at Hagley is something that does happen quite often for the Black Cats, and it seems like they are going to be able to continue and get themselves another one here, perhaps. As I say, yeah, 1 p.m. we will be switching over, and the main problem for England will be a collapse as well. Exactly right. They do not want to fall over in this one by the looks of it. Nice there, bold, nice shot there from Will Young. Aggressive shot from him. Don't worry, Bangladesh will put 500 in second innings dust and the half century as well. And there says TZ. I feel like it could be a decent shout for him to be able to go on and do so. It's just a very nice shot from Will Young once again, just able to wait for the opportunity. He's been patient so far in this inning. And then he has been able to nail that one straight through the slip cordon. And it is going to be the 4 runs for Will Young once again. I feel like at this stage, New Zealand, the way that they're playing, they're almost going at 4 runs and over. I also think Crawley has his 50 as well. I am just going to quickly have a look. He's sitting on 49 at the moment on the non-strikers end, so getting very close for himself. He's been batting very well, though, for Crawley. I'm just quickly doing some typing. There we go. There we go. And there we go. They are just showing the pitch map, and they are showing that they have been bowling on a full length quite a few times throughout this one here, Bangladesh. But they probably need to have it around that 5-meter line rather than back in the good length, which is over 6 meters in that regard. We'll go like that as well. But now it's going to be nicely bowled once again, hit. And they are going to be taking on the quick single. They do get it as well. Good running between the wickets there for New Zealand. Currently at 23.3 overs down, 87 for none here for New Zealand. And Milan is still going to be on strike for the Ashes as well. The outside edge. Oh, it went straight through. Oh, that was the one from the other day, actually, now that I'm looking at it. Then Hasib Hamid for that one earlier on. It was actually Alex Carey. He's really struggling to pick out when he is supposed to be going across trying to take those catches in front of Warner. And same Warrior, if you're a cricket fan, would Shane Warne be the greatest bowler and batsman all-rounder? Is it called? As well, and also imagine the scenes of Crawley, 150, nice 50 contributions from the rest. Imagine it. Like, those would be insane scenes, that is for sure. But at the moment now, Mominal Haq, once again, it looks like the moment Tuscanamity, he's gone for 32 runs. He's actually bowled a 10-over spell here. Been almost bowling since the start of the game, and he doesn't look like he's giving up at this point in time. I think he's only missed one over where he swapped ends as RJ Woods, and there says Insane Warrior. But pretty much straight after this live stream, ladies and gentlemen, once we have got the last over bowled, we are going to be switching over to the match for the Ashes for the final day as well. Zach Crawley at the moment sitting on 49. I think England's middle order still strong. Still strong now. They collapse because top order surrender early as well. Going to be an inside edge and morning as well. Says Amish Spencer, welcome into the live stream, mate. We are just about to pop over for an Ashes live stream. But Crawley currently sitting on 49 runs for himself there. Getting closer and closer to that half century. If he can bring it up, would be extremely impressive from that man. Like they said, it was a half volley, but it still had a little bit of a chance of hitting the stumps there for himself. But anyone who does want to follow us over to there, we will be keeping you guys updated on New Zealand versus Bangladesh. It is just we would have a 40-minute lunch break in that regard, which is why we are going to be watching Nathan Lyon do a little bit of bowling in a very short moment. But currently, Tuscanamia charging, and we've still got 2 minutes left, so we will get one more over in before the lunch break for this match. Nicely bowled there just outside of the off stump. Why are you switching as well? And there says Aaron Spencer, it is because at this stage we have still got quite a few more days of Bangladesh versus New Zealand, whereas the Ashes, and it's the final test match, and Crawley actually moving up to 50, so it's seeming like it could be quite close in that regard. But a nice shot from Crawley. He brings up his 50 for England as well. I'm going to give him a quick lead clap as well in that regard. But depending on when the Ashes finishes today, if England are bowled out relatively early, we will be switching back for New Zealand versus Bangladesh for the final session. I am still going to be watching both games. It's just a factor of we will be popping over to watch a little bit more of Crawley going for it at the moment as he is sitting on 50 runs. Reside in England, there's still a fighting chance that they might be able to get a little bit closer to being in this game. At the moment now, it is going to be, and we have got the watch the Ashes all day as on there. Says Amish Spencer. It's going to be nicely bowled and nicely played once again by Latham. I'm going to bed now that he has got his 50. I wake up in the morning for a draw or England win. As I says Jay Woods there. Yeah, at the moment for the Ashes, I'm going to check the odds here. 4% chance that England will be able to go on and get themselves a win for that matchup, which is actually relatively high, I would say, for England at this point in time. But there's still that small slither of hope that they will be able to go on and win that matchup. And that would be absolutely phenomenal work from England as well if they were able to do so. Nicely played once again down the ground from Latham. Decides against the single in the end. Thought about it. Went, yeah, maybe I'll take that one. And then in the end, he was like, nah, not quite going to be able to get through for the scampered single. Well, so we have got there. I'm waiting for another PCR test so I can leave isolation as well. And there says Amish Spencer. I guess it will be quite nice for you to get out and about, won't it, as well? Or at least, I guess, slightly out more than you have already. Seeing as I don't really know the system of how far out you're allowed to go once you have got a negative test. Sharaful once again whipped to the leg side. No run called by Latham there. Nicely bowled once again by Sharaful. It's now 1 p.m., ladies and gentlemen, here in New Zealand. The Ashes, it will be going right through to, I believe, 8:30 is the latest that they can end up going for that one as well. So we will have to wait and see how it does end up going for them. In that regard, we have got their winners far away for England, but draws chances is still strong. Exactly right. Should be an exciting one. See how it does end up kind of finishing in this game of the Ashes, because these two sides are close as well. I'm getting better actually now. I took a bunch of meds and I feel a lot better as well. And there says Amish Spencer. Still 2 balls left here between these two sides before we get to the lunch break, which will be 40 minutes, which is why we are carrying over to the Ashes. And then we will be going back. Don't know how long they will last though as well in there. But that is a link to our next live stream that we are going to be doing for the Ashes, ladies and gentlemen. We are starting at 1 a little bit later than the start of play, but we are going to be covering both sports, and then also the full day tomorrow is New Zealand Bangladesh. Full day after that, New Zealand Bangladesh. Full day after that, New Zealand Bangladesh. Also, unless it's raining, of course, for that day. Full shot there from Latham. He goes after that one. He struck it beautifully, And it is going to be racing away to the boundary at mid-wicket. He's accelerating the innings very nicely here for New Zealand, and they've almost been able to bring up the 100 before even reaching the end of the first session, where they are currently 5 overs behind. That is not quite ideal for them in that regard. Back of a length. Latham jumps on it early, gets the hit very nicely through, and that is going to be the 4 runs. Very nice shot there from Latham. Misfield from Australia in that one as well, I do see. And I hope England put up a fight as well. And by the looks of it, they have decided that this is the time that they are going to be fighting hard in this test match. They're going for the draw at least here for England. They want to keep it alive. Nicely played by Latham. That will be the end of the session. 92 for none here for New Zealand. So what we will be doing now that it is lunch is we will be switching over to our next live stream, which is going to be for the Ashes. Like I mentioned, the link is there, and then we will be keeping you guys updated about this one and also for the Ashes as well. But thank you all very much for tuning in, and I will see you all in a very